At the Okoli Law Group, we specialize in producing justice. If you or a loved one in the Atlanta metro area is facing serious criminal charges, then you need serious legal representation.
The Okoli Law Group is here for you. The Okoli Law Group is here for us.
The Okoli Law Group, serious legal representation.
Peace, fam. We are live again. Dynasty Mirror Search for Huru. Thank you all. Thank you so much for joining. Do me a favor, hit that like button and please hit that like button. Also, make sure you share and make sure you subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. Got a couple of announcements before we lock in on today's topic. Tours. We are rolling to Nigeria on Sunday. I am looking forward to it. I cannot wait to get to Nigeria. We're going to have a great time for the Oshun Festival. So that's August 3rd through the 12th. We leave Sunday the 3rd, return the 12th. Well, I'm not returning to the 16th. I'm going to stay a couple extra days. But yeah, we are rolling to Nigeria. After that, we go to Zanzibar. That's September 21st to the 30th. Then we head to Namibia and South Africa. That is in November. That's November 7th through the 18th. Then we finish things off with Sierra Leone, December 20th through the 29th. That is for the first step of the citizenship process in Sierra Leone. If you don't know, they've changed the requirements to where you have to come twice now. Again, they've changed the requirements to where you have to come twice now. And people, they've been asking me about Benin and Burkina Faso, and the answer is I don't know yet. Like outside of Sierra, I don't know if I don't know anyone else who's received their passports yet outside of Sierra when it comes to Benin. And when it comes to Burkina Faso, I don't know anyone who's received their passports yet either. They were supposed to go in June, but that got pushed back. Now they're saying October. So we'll see how that plays out. It's just going to be interesting with the travel. And guys, these State Department travel warnings are, alerts that they give. I ignore them for the most part. Only time that I actually pay attention to them somewhat is when they're in the red, and Burkina Faso is currently in the red. So I don't know how that plays out. I just know if I think the rule is if you're a dual national, and you're a dual national in your country, their country, they have that level 4. I think it is. I think it's the level 4, which is the red one. If you have that passport as well, even if you have a U.S. passport, I want to say we could look this up. You guys can look this up on your own. I could be wrong, but I read somewhere. And again, I don't get into all this paranoia when it comes to travel. If I'm going somewhere, I'm going. I'm going. Period. Again, if I'm going somewhere, I'm going. I'm out. I don't care what the travel warnings and disclaimers say. Depending on the country, there's somewhere I want to be, I'm going. But when it comes to Burkina Faso, the State Department has, I think, level 4, which is red. That's not a good thing, especially if you're bringing a group. But it is what it is. We'll see how everything plays out in October. But with that being said, I think if you end up getting a Burkina Faso passport or any passport in the country that travel warning is in the red, they can detain you when you come to America. It's something like that. I read something, but listen, there you go. There's not any guaranteed embassy help on the red warnings. Right. Correct. So that's just the logistics of that is going to be interesting as far as taking a group, because again, I know some people, because I get asked all the time, is the country safe? Oh, I read on the State Department. And for the most part, I I explain to them how it works. But when it's in the red, it's kind of like, you know, it's kind of hard, even with the U.S. propaganda machine and the misinformation the U.S. sometimes puts out about a country. You know, they don't like Traore. It's still kind of hard to kind of explain that away if a country is in the red. So it's gonna be interesting. But you are correct. You aren't guaranteed embassy help on the red warnings. So, you know, does that mean anything? Because, you know, our homeboys in Burkina Faso, you know, he's saying everything is cool, but still just be on your P's and Q's, and we'll see how that plays out. But hey, they're giving you a passport, red, purple, yellow, orange, green, pink. Hey, I'm rolling. Go roll. Go roll. Go get your passport. They're gonna give it to you, no matter what the State Department says. How I operate, if the planes are flying in, if the ports of entry are open, I'm rolling. So there you go. That's how I roll. That's Dynast law when it comes to traveling. So yeah. But please visit danfo.africa. Again, danfo.africa. That's DANFO.Africa. To shout out to Chanel Harry. Hey, Chanel. Chanel, you want to come to Zanzibar in September? Chanel, you want to come to Zanzibar in September? Huh? You have school? Okay. Okay. You got school maybe next year. Okay. Well, let's get that passport stamp. But yeah, please visit danfo.africa. That's DANFO.Africa to learn more. Let me plug my laptop in. Right cord. Before it goes dead. We don't want that. Let me get my phone plugged in as well. Okay, now we're good to go. Now we are good to go. All right, today's topic. Umar Johnson, the self-proclaimed prince of Pan-Africanism. Is he hurting Pan-Africanism? Is it a bad look for Pan-Africanism? Does it support the argument that we can't get it together? The argument that is pushed by certain groups of people. That is today's topic. If you guys don't know, Umar's in another scandal. And I get it, you know. So when Umar had the whole, you guys don't remember the conscious stripper. You know, when he had the whole situation with the conscious stripper, I'm like, okay, I get it. He's a man. Conscious stripper was actually kind of fine. I get it. It happens. But it's always something new. Now he's having a situation with another lady currently. And it's just not a good look. Especially now with the school being delayed. It's been like 10, 11 years. And listen, I've never opened the school up. I don't know how that process works. But again, it's been about 11 years. And he's been collecting money. And then there's a lot of other accusations or rumors that are being spread that I'm not going to get into because they haven't been proven. You said Umar was definitely slumming. What do you mean? What do you mean he's definitely slumming, Chanel? What do you mean he's slumming? Is he hustling draws? Is that what you're saying, Chanel? Because the lady was acting like she paid. She was paying for everything and giving him money. So are you saying Umar was hustling draws, Chanel? You saying Umar was doing something strange for a little bit of change? That's what you're saying, Chanel? That what slumming is? Help me out, Chanel. Cause I mean, the conscious stripper was cute. The sister, I guess he's with or was with. I don't know the situation. You know, I mean, I guess that's his type. Not my type. But I guess that was his type. But hey, you know, hey, do you, Dr. Umar? Do you, Dr. Umar? But like I said, the conscious stripper was fine. And I listen, I get it. I get it. But I'll put the link in the chat room if you guys want to hop on and give your opinion. Well, you know, we sometimes just do, you know, we sometimes just get in our own way. I mean, it happens. Yeah, and then you had his daughter situation. You had a situation with his daughter. And again, you had the situation with his daughter as well. I was saying the same thing. He should have opened a school in Africa. I was saying the same thing, but he want to do it. He wants to do it here. Hey, that's between him and his donors. And I donated to a school. You know, I've donated. But yeah, so it's like back to back. You have the situation with his daughter, then the situation with the his new or his ex-girlfriend. So it's interesting. Questions to ponder. Go ahead. Unmute yourself.
Hey there, Dynas. I just want to make sure I don't have
Questions to ponder. Go ahead.
Can you hear me? Give me
Yeah, I
one
hear
second
you.
so I can close the other window. Thank you, Dynas.
Go ahead.
Umar, he's not specialized in this type of work. We live in a world of specialization. Umar is a psychologist. He teaches children. He knows nothing about HVAC. He knows nothing about project management. He knows nothing about building. He has no background in construction.
Okay. Yeah, so you hire a contractor for all that, right?
Exactly. You're doing the most. Stick to the rivers and the lakes that you are used to. Stop trying to do everything. You cannot be everything, then you become nothing. You're supposed to delegate the work. Everyone knows a good manager, you delegate the work.
Somebody brings up a great point. He has a Ghanaian citizenship now, so he could open a school in Ghana if he wanted to.
It's probably best for him not to go to Ghana and bring his foolery and confusion to Africa. There's enough going on there. Nobody needs to deal with Umar. He needs to sit where he is in the United States, and we need forensic accounting. You just said you donated. Where did your money go, Dynas?
Well, that was years. I donated years ago when he first started.
Doesn't matter. We can go back 7 to 15 years. Record keeping is still record keeping. And this is a charitable organization. Is it not a 501c3? And he's also registered in Delaware. There are very strict laws, very, very strict laws. And regulators are getting way more fine tuning to see where this money goes. If you're going to be a charitable organization, you better be building something, and that money must be accounted for. That's why his assets are frozen, because these regulators have had enough.
Well, he said his assets were frozen because I think his ex-girl was trying to get into his accounts or something. That's what he was saying.
It's Umar. There's always an excuse and a rationale for his confusion. Have you noticed that, Dynas? He always has an explanation for everything.
Right.
And then Dynas, speaking of questions to ponder, you have the biggest question mark on your face right now. You look just as perplexed as everybody else. It's been like, think about something. I have read comments in this YouTube space, in these YouTube streets, with people talking about that they have been donating since their children have been in middle school, elementary school. And now these people are grandparents. They have been donating. Where is this money? Notice Umar, when he shows us pictures, it's never anything of completed work.
Well, he bought the building. He bought the building.
And the building apparently has had grass. The building does not even have HVAC. How do you have a building and no HVAC? There's always something. So you buy this building, but the building is not being maintained. The building has no HVAC, but we see pictures of Black women painting walls. Dynast, the government has frozen his assets. That's what has happened.
You think so?
Oh, 100%. Because some time ago, the state of Delaware came after him about something, and I believe it had to do with this business, this corporation. And you were here accepting money. We have to wonder, you still have to pay taxes. You know what, Dynast? Let Umar show us his taxes for the past 13 years. You have to file. Why not? You go on these YouTube streets and you break down all of your tax filings, because you are a charitable organization. So let's see the money. Let's see you filing taxes. Of course, he's not going to do it.
Well, no. If you're a charitable organization, you file a 1099-N, I think it's called, easy form or something like that.
Oh no, absolutely not. No, not easy. He doesn't file easy. Easy is for people who don't make any money.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's what I filed. That's what I filed. I don't make any money with my.
But he has a charitable, and remember, he's garnering money across these 50 states and U.S. territories, and probably international. You had to account for every penny, and you are a 501c3. Maybe 10, 15 years ago, he was able to get away with that, but you cannot continue over a period of time. The government at some time is going to look and find you. Now, with this new administration, Internal Revenue is going through everybody's forms. It's not just the illegal immigrants. They're going through everyone. If you're not filing W-2, because W-2 pays taxes, everybody else, you are looking at the potential of being yellow flagged. Add to that, he's a 501c3. State and federal, they have their eye on Umar. Plus, he has a big mouth and he's always talking on YouTube about something. You can't keep asking for money on the internet and people are not going to take notice.
Right.
And you keep posting pictures of this building. You've been asking for money for how many years? And you just posted this building on Facebook or on YouTube, and there's like weeds growing out of it, and there's no HVAC. The government's going to expect HVAC. We don't live without air conditioning, Dynast. You know that. We're Americans.
Right.
We do not live without AC. If you have no AC, there's AC. That's OSHA. Nobody's about to have an asthma attack or pass out from heat stroke in your school. Where is this HVAC, Umar? Excuse me, Umar. No. He's under investigation. He's never going to tell the truth. At the very least, he should be showing us his taxes, but he's not going to do it, Dynast. Umar's in trouble. Umar is in trouble. And hopefully he does not go to, because you saw what you remember, Dynast, Wesley Snipes. They put Blade in jail. You know, Internal Revenue.
How much did Wesley? I'm gonna pass it to Ben. How much did Wesley owe for him to get locked up?
I heard actually 3 to 5 million, but I'll look it up right now. I yield.
All right, go ahead, Ben. Unmute yourself.
All right, thanks. Pan-Africanism is dead. I think it's dead without Black Americans, and you could tell by Black Americans aren't interested anymore in Pan-Africanism. And as far as Umar's concerned, I think Umar is just trying to stay relevant. So he knows drama is what keeps him in the limelight. So he didn't show any receipts. I didn't see any receipts of his bank account being frozen. Did you guys see any proof to that?
No.
I think he made that up. I think he made it up. But without Black Americans, there is no Pan-Africanism. And Umar was the last bastion for it. And
Nah, I'm here. Donnie Samir is still here.
yeah, but you guys are just individuals. I'm talking about, as an entire group. If you look at the movement on the internet with Black Americans right now, they're seeking their own identity, and they're solid in the U.S. In America. They're not thinking about uniting with the diaspora or with Africans, on the African continent. But I don't see Pan-Africanism anymore. I think that was a movement, from back in the 60s up to, I would say, early 2000. It was a movement, and movements die. They don't last forever, so it's a dead issue, people like us, right? We're from that generation, so we're still holding on to it. But this new generation, they're not trying to hear that, what is it, the Y generation? I forget what the generation
Yeah,
is.
yeah. I'm a millennial. I guess that's Gen
You're a
X. Maybe?
millennial. Okay,
Yeah, I'm a millennial.
so then that's your generation. So majority of them are not thinking about. They're more into technology and stuff like that, and uniting with everybody, globalism. They're not thinking about this racial movement, And I can't, I honestly, I'm Caribbean, and I can't hate Black Americans for this, because they were spearheading the movement, and they weren't getting the response that they wanted, from people, like the migrant Africans or Caribbeans. They weren't getting the response, and in actuality, they were getting competition. If you think about it, we're competing with them. So they abandoned that movement. And you got people that's in my generation still trying to hold on to an idealism. But I don't see Pan-Africanism anymore. It's dead. I'll be honest with you. It's done. All right, I yield the mic.
All right, let me pass the mic to Chanel. Go ahead, Chanel.
Dinaz, I apologize for interrupting. I'm
Go ahead.
actually going to place a link in the chat of a 2020 tax return for FDMG filed by Umar. I'm going to put that in your back chat right now. Please excuse me.
Okay. Hey, Chanel, you there?
Oh,
Yeah, Chanel, you on your Obama phone, Chanel. You can't be calling on your Obama phone.
I
Chanel.
I have an iPhone, but I just got new AirPods. But I don't think Pan-Africanism is dead per se. I think this hurts Dr. Umar's credibility when it comes to his school, because he's been building this school for about 15 plus years, I believe, since I was in high school. He's very knowledgeable on education and special education, and how to help Black students and Black kids that go to public school and that are railroaded by special ed. However, what he's doing, especially with this this woman that's trying to expose him, it hurts his credibility. But I don't think Pan-Africanism is dead. I'm a millennial as well, and from what I see, I still see people in my age group still going to Africa, marrying African and Caribbean people. My dad was African American, and my mom is from the Caribbean. So I don't think it's dead per se. I think this hurts his credibility, and also I think people will still support Umar. But what is happening now is going to hurt his credibility after with this whole scandal, and that's it. That's all I had to say.
No, go ahead, T.
Yeah, man. Umar Johnson is equivalent to a Derek Jackson, but in the conscious community. I think his audience right now is Black women who need help with their children or can't get a man or damaged. Because and he does exploit those women. He'll have them You know, like this one lady, like he's having help out with his mother, but at the same time, he's over there screwing her. You know what I'm saying? So he's taking advantage of that. You know what I'm saying? It just and then he's talking about how her cat stinks. It's like, just think about this for a second, man. Like, could you imagine like a Malcolm X or just like a black leader talking about how some woman's cat stinks? It's like, come on, bro. And if it stinks that bad, why are you even messing with her, bro? It's just stupid, man. So yeah, Umar's a fraud. But what he does is he understands that our people are emotional, and sadly, especially our women. That's why he keeps saying black queens forever, snow bunnies never. This is designed to get the black women to say, oh my God, look, he fighting for us. Yeah, I know that's right, y'all. Black queens forever. And then they getting all this money from Umar Johnson. That's who's fun. And then on top of that, Umar Johnson has the nerve to criticize black men. Umar Johnson has the nerve to criticize black men and who we talk to and who we marry. Yeah, he has two baby mothers out of wedlock. Dude is not even married, and he's out here slanging, bro. He's out here slanging, bro. He's taking advantage of black women, low down black women in the hood, and smashing them, but then gonna turn around and criticize another black man about taking care of his family, taking care of his kids, and then going out and marry a black woman. This man is never going to get married. Umar is never going to get married. What he's doing, like I said, he's pandering to black women, and unfortunately, it's these old boomer black women or these black women who just. I hate to say it, they're probably fat and out of shape and can't get a man, and maybe Umar's talking to them, and he's just taking their money. So overall, I just want to say, black people in general, we gotta call out charlatans, man. I mean, I'm trying not to change the subject, but it's even in the Democrat Party where we got the Congressional Black Caucus still supported by black people who does absolutely nothing for black people. The NAACP, the same way. Black people have all these charlatans, and it doesn't matter how many signs is put in their faces that they're frauds. They will still go out and support these people because these people are saying things that they like to hear.
All right, go ahead, Johnny.
All right, what's up, Dinus? Appreciate it, man.
Hey guys, hit the like button. If you have not hit that like button yet, please hit the like button. If you haven't hit the like button yet, please hit that like button. All right, go ahead, Johnny.
Man, I got a lot of shit to say, man. I'm gonna try to keep it brief. But first, let me address the Pan-African thing that people keep bringing up. I think that's kind of important part to talk about. And I see where a lot of people get a lot of confusion, and I just want to clear this up. So when we talk about Pan-Africanism, we're talking about a movement, and I'll use a definition from Google so anybody can look it up. And we all got a common starting place, and we can go from there. Pan-Africanism is a movement that seeks to unify and uplift people of African descent on the continent and the diaspora with the goal of achieving political, economic, and social liberation. All right, that's the definition from Google. So there's a lot of different groups of Pan-Africanists, but this is the main goal that will make you a Pan-African. All right, a lot of people practice different types of Pan-Africanism, right? We talk about W.B. Du Bois, we talk about Patrice Lumumba, we talk about Marcus Garvey. So there are different types, and those are different subsets. But the overall arching group, this is the definition you need to have in common. All right. Anybody who co-signs with these type of ideas and seeks to revive indigenous cultures and bridge with diasporans is a Pan-African by that definition. Okay, it's not entire groups. It's not a one size fits all, but this is the overall arcing narrative to describe what a Pan-Africanist is. All right. Now, with that being said, it has not been the same since its inception. So when I forgot who it was speaking earlier who said that Pan-African was dead, or that it was like an old timey type thing. I just want to speak to that real quick before I get to what I want to say about Dr. Umar. But so Pan-Africanism comes in waves. Pan-Africanism comes in waves. So it's not nowhere near the same as, the 70s and colleges and in the 80s. As different waves come, it brings different things to the table. But by no mistake is it not as strong now as it's ever been, if not more so. Not just because of what you see on TV or whatever, but by actual movements and things that are happening on the ground. That's important to notate for me. All right, and there's a lot of examples of it, but Africa right now is literally having like a renaissance. Like a lot of people see this, a lot of people understand this, and there's a lot of investments and stuff that are happening right now. Um, in every type of field, right? I talked about it last time about agriculture, about education, about financial, economic, all these different type of ways that they're starting to these new fields are starting to develop in Africa and stuff. All right. Now, he said something about how black people or whoever, just people that are not can't be bothered with it. But in this day and age, people who are in the middle class, right, and they're looking to increase their fortunes, we all understand that that's only going to happen or be most successful in a global economy because we have way more outreach now than we ever had before. And again, people are saying this, people like me come on here saying this, but a lot of people ain't catching on to that. You need to have some type of backup or you need to have some type of bridge with another country if you really want to try to make it. Okay. We talk a lot about entrepreneurships. We talk a lot about getting in business for yourself. These are perfect examples of people in ways that will actually do that. Okay. And that's what a majority of people, and at least in my circles, amongst other black people, that's the kind of stuff that we're on a lot more. Okay. As this new wave comes. Millennials are the majority of entrepreneurs and stuff. A lot of people I went to college and high school with are entrepreneurs. They have their own type of different levels of success, granted, but are all not all, but a lot working and having their own businesses. Okay. So it's something that's real and it's something that's actually happening. All right. It's extremely profitable. I mean, I could talk about that all day, but like that's the basis of what I want to get to. It's definitely not a dying project. People who look into it can understand and they can explain to you specifics of how we have the growth that we have. All right. But to me, it's kind of foolish to make those comments without actually doing the research and understanding. But to bring it back to Umar before I pass it, Dynasty, appreciate the time, man. He kind of comes out as a face of Pan-Africanism, unfortunately. And like the most common, the memes and all this stuff kind of always mention this guy, man. And he's real big with sensationalism and doing stuff for attention, and trying to be the face of movements. In my opinion, you can't be the face of a movement in today's day and age. As soon as you start getting big, people are going to find out about you and they'll use that to destroy you, your own character. We're flawed, but you can't hide it like you could back in the Martin Luther King days, where you could be a hero, Thomas Edison days, until people find out all this shit after the fact when you die. That's not how it works anymore. People are going to find out the real you and use that to destroy your character. I mean, true or not, but that's what's going to happen when people realize certain aspects of you. So trying to be the face of a movement is going to destroy it. If you look at the most successful movements out today, like the NRA or like APAC or whatever, nobody can tell you specifically who's the person in charge. They just know them as organizations, right? And I think that's where he kind of gets off and loses it. I remember the first lady who spoke was talking about this with projects, and I agree with her. You can't just be in charge of a project that you ain't able to handle. And this is something that he clearly wasn't able to handle. There's a lot of red tape. For my own sanity, I try to give him the benefit of the doubt that he didn't do this on purpose or he wasn't going out specifically to try to scam anybody.
I got to give you 30 seconds, bro.
Oh, okay. All right, man. I need about 45, but I'm almost
y'all
done,
be
man.
long-winded, bro.
I told you I had a lot to say, bro. I was going to try to do it in sections, but let me just end it with this part. All right. The projects thing, he bit off more than he could chew. You got to have the right people in place for the projects. He obviously didn't do that, man. Let's say he was in there for the right thing. He should have got more people involved to understand that. And she also mentioned, I want to agree, you don't necessarily need a building to start things off. You could have a building somewhere in Africa where it's not as much red tape, and then you could start doing things online. Immersion can happen online. It's not that hard to just have everybody hook up to a laptop and start doing classes that way. And let me pass it on that, man.
All right, go ahead, Vovo.
Oh yeah, I just got a pen. There was a couple of points I wanted to touch. I'm trying to move on all of it. The Dr. Umar begging for cash apps online, that's embarrassing to the Pan-African movement. Whether you like it or not. I hope I get the same grace that everybody else got. But
But Tariq does the same
Yeah,
thing. Go
and
ahead.
that's why you did not do that to the previous guy. You did not. That's how I know y'all not for serious. Donis, you
Can you
really
get on with
hurting
your
your
point
man.
already?
Right. Then here they go with the trolling. All right, man. Y'all ain't serious, man. Y'all ain't really serious. Y'all got a Volvo problem. Y'all both, the host even doing that. I'm coming to talk on the topic, right?
Bro, get to your point, man. Come on.
Johnny, don't interrupt. I'm sorry, Volvo. You're right. Hold on, Volvo. Go ahead. I'm not gonna interrupt. Go
I'm
ahead.
saying though, notice nobody else got
Volvo, go ahead. I'm not gonna interrupt. Go ahead.
All right. Yeah. Him begging for cash apps, that look horrible. Because whether you like it or not, he the most notable character that we got right now in the Pan-Africanist movement. Whether you like it or not, he's the loudest voice and all that. I've seen a video of him walking investors through the museum and this old desk sitting around and the ceiling is falling down and the place ain't clean. He's walking his investors through there like that. He didn't even take the time to clean the place up. It's a fucking dump. It's a dump. If I'm going to sell you a car, I'm going to at least clean it. It may be the raggediest car in the world. I'm going to at least take the time to vacuum the car and wipe it down. He's walking investors through the museum. I mean, through the school, and it's old desks in there from 20 years ago, and it's paper on the ground and all that. He's not serious. He's not serious. He's more interested in the fame than the school. He actually has a great idea. If y'all are true Pan-Africanists, he actually has a great idea. He wants to take the kids, the children, the uncorrupted minds, and he wants to bring them to the school and indoctrinate them. These black kids, so-called black, whatever black is, he want to bring them and indoctrinate them with Pan-Africanism and then send them out into the world with skills. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. But nobody supports him. Nobody supports him. Notice nobody stepped in and say, hey, man, this may be did wrong. Let me help you with that, or let me help you with this, because of his personality. His personality. He wants to be King Kong consciousness. He wants to be the top dog. It's actually a great idea what he's trying to do. Catch these kids while they're in elementary. Let me say this, right? He should have took the money and start trapping, flip the money. I'm from the streets. We gonna flip the money. I invested in Dr. Umar years ago. I'm talking shit, probably more than 10 years ago. Nothing came of it. Why not? Where's the Pan-African gas station? That would have been good to fund the school or the Pan-African corner stores or something like that. He doesn't sell anything. He's not a hustler. He's a beggar. He's a panhandler. He's panhandling all the time. FGM in school, hit the cash app, get your PayPal's ready. Yeah, how many times that shit gonna work? It's not. People want to invest and then they want to see the fruits of what they invest. They want you to do that. He just doesn't have it. That's why it looks like another Pan-Africanist scam. In the long history of Pan-Africanist scam, I'm gonna close with this. I know y'all know all of these guys, these big names and all of this stuff, but all the top Pan-Africanists are Black Americans. Donis mentioned you still got me. Donis, whether you want to admit to this or not, you're running a troll account right now. That's what this looks like. When I seen that East Indian felt comfortable with coming up here, I know the East Indian from other spaces where they dump on Black Americans. When you allow that on your stage, Donis, that's not a good look. Grandmaster J, the NFAC.
I'll allow you on here.
Huh?
I'll allow you on here.
Yeah,
Bro.
but you allow trolling on here.
What do you do?
I start trolling. Once I get trolled, I start trolling back. I noticed I was quiet. Johnny couldn't wait. Johnny, one of my top trolls, he couldn't wait to come off the mic. I let Johnny speak. I didn't say nothing. No, you got to notice that once it turns.
How is trolling you telling you to get to the point?
But nobody told you to get to the point. They had to give you 30 seconds. They didn't let you.
That's called get to the point.
Let him talk. Go ahead, Volvo. We got 30 seconds.
I'm almost done. Yeah, I'm almost done. All the top Donis, I don't know. You said you FBA, you from Georgia and Mississippi. I don't know. But whether you know it or not, you one of the top guys. Phil Scott, he got the African Diaspora News Channel. He's one of the top guys. Grandmaster Jay is in prison right now for Pan-Africanism. What they do, they when Townsend, he is in prison for what y'all talking about, for your ideology.
That's how he got locked up.
That's why he got locked up. 100%. 100%. Grandmaster J. I met Grandmaster J. I'm in pictures with Grandmaster J.
All right, I think that's 30 seconds.
All right, look, and that's why it'll never work. It's always gonna be. It's always gonna be considered a scam, and it's done. And y'all killed it. Appreciate y'all. Let me speak.
Oh, go ahead, Casanova.
Peace to everybody on the panel. Can y'all hear me okay?
Yeah.
All right. I got my opinion on this, man. I did a lot of thinking last night, man. I was up, man. I got to call Umar out on this one. Because like you said before, when the conscious stripper thing had arose, you know, it's easy to brush that under the rug. It's like, all right, first occurrence. It's like, you know, like he a man, you know, like you can excuse the behavior. But now to see what he's doing now with the you know, the talking and talking about people smelling like fish and stuff like that, man, this is just ratchet, bro. Like, and it got to be called out. And it's looking like Umar is no different than Tariq Nasheed. He's looking like a scammer, bro. Like, because if for him to come out and say, all right, they froze my assets because a female was trying to get into the account, like, all right, bro, like, let's say that's what happened. What kind of females are you fooling with who could jeopardize a mission of such? This is a mission for our kids. We're trying to build a school for our kids, right? What kind of females are you fooling with who would jeopardize something like that? So you got to be accountable on that, or you got to be accountable on scamming. So, like, his back is against the wall here. I don't know if he'll recover from there. Like Volvo said, he kind of is the spokesperson for Pan-Africanism. Like, if you had a logo for Pan-Africanism, he'd be the logo, like Jerry West is the logo for the NBA. That's Umar right now. Like, he's loud, he's vocal about it, he all over the internet. So to an extent, bro, like, he gotta be accountable for what he's doing. Like, for a while, for years, he's been like the laughing stock. Like, people have been making memes out of him. Easy to ignore that stuff, you know. But like, when you coming out making a fool of yourself like this, and speaking the way that he's speaking on these lives that I've seen recently, talking about people smelling like fish, like, who are you fooling with that smell like fish, bro? Like, that tell me something about you. That's not like you just dogging her, bro. That's telling me something about you too. And I'll just leave it there.
All right, go ahead, too, Nigel. One second. Ericina, your Obama phone isn't working. You got to call in on a different device. Call in on a different device, Ericina. Your Obama phone isn't working. You're just taking up space. All right, go ahead, too, Nigel.
Yeah, thanks. Greetings to the viewers, chat, and the panelists, and special greetings to you, Diners, for hosting. For one, obviously, it doesn't look good from what everybody has been saying about Umar. However, I try to look at the totality of the person, and I also look at the totality of all the people that are busy calling people out. By and large, he has done some good out there, and he's giving a lot of people an extra step in days when they may have felt a little bit depressed. And he's a man that is flawed. I don't know whether you guys are better placed to know whether he set out to deceive people. Maybe he's just not capable enough. But then again, what does that say about our community if this is the best we can put out there? Because some people say he's the face of the community. Maybe that is a problem, because we are not, because the culture creates people, doesn't it? A culture creates people, and if the people who create are flawed, it means there's something wrong with the engine of our culture. It's not producing the kind of people we that will give us good results. He's simply incapable. Maybe he means well, but he's incapable. And the same thing you can say on the continent too. So I try to look at it from that point of view, and no, because he's done some good, and he's just incapable. That's all it is. And if anybody believes that he really means harm and he actually meant to deceive people, he doesn't believe what he says, they can come out and accuse him of that. Then you can condemn him fully.
To Nigel, what good is he doing, bro? He's just taking money and having sex with women while telling us to get married. Like this is a fraud, bro.
No, okay. If he's not married, that is his own prerogative. But the good he's doing is that he's going out there saying black women should be respected, should be desired, and we should, as men, also desire, protect our women. And
But while smashing them and talking about that, their cats smell like fish, bro.
Yeah,
I
Come on, man. Seriously.
I don't know about the cat stuff and the fish stuff. Like I said,
that's what he said.
you are best placed. You are best placed to decide whether he means well. But I know that most of those people that have seen many of his videos, he has done some good to them. And whether he means he actually set out to scam people, I don't know. I don't think he did, based on what I know so far. I'm not sure my knowledge is deep enough, but I don't think he set out to scam people. The question is, it goes back to the question: if this is the best we can set out there as the voice of Pan-Africanism, then maybe we should check ourselves and say, okay, maybe we should do better. That's how I'll leave it. Thank you.
All right, go ahead, Abdul.
Yeah, I hope you guys can hear me now this time.
We'll hear you.
Yes, on the Dr. Umar issue, I feel like the guy has a good intention. I've been following Dr.
Hold
Umar.
on, one second. Thank you for the $2 holla. We're going to Nigeria next week. Sierra Leone is December. That's for the first step of the citizenship process. Visit donfo.africa to learn more. All right, go ahead.
Yes, I feel like he has done a lot, for the community. So yes, sometimes you're gonna have sometimes when they make some kind of big, huge blunders like this, it's not like we have to just look over it. We have to also call it out, because it seems like the love for money is weighing more than the Pan-Africanism that they speak about. When it comes down to him having his account frozen, I think he's just speaking out of panicking, like he's panicked because he panics because of maybe that never happened to him. But I don't think that was the right decision for him to come on live asking people to send money for him, because that's a bad look. And no matter how he want to dress that thing up, it looks bad. It looks bad totally. And that's one of the flaws that he has. But other than that, the rest of the things that he says about our black children being indoctrinated, and they try to put them into some of these programs of medications and all these things. He's saying the right things right there. He's on the right track on that path. But when it comes to this money thing, man, I don't know. And if that's an issue, then I think there is even better or even bigger problem coming, because if he's so much in love with money, what if one day the other side decides to give him like billions of dollars to betray us? And that's a question that I'm looking at too, because if he loves money so much, he 9 times out of 10 going to take that money and close his eyes and watch his people get buried.
I got a question. Does he do any type of online courses or anything like that? Or is everything just banked into the school?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. All right, Sid Wire, go ahead. Oh, go ahead, Vovo. Go ahead, Vovo. Then I'll pass it to Sid Wire.
No. If he was next, he can go if he didn't get a chance to speak yet.
All right, go ahead, Sid Wire.
Hey, how y'all doing, brothers? What's up?
Good.
When it comes to people like Umar Johnson, it's like, yeah, he bringing a good message, and it's a quintessential example of, man, you got to take the message and lead a messenger. Like, but a lot of the stuff he's saying, it is regurgitated information. But at the end of the day, a lot of the masses don't do their due diligence. They don't read people like Amos Wilson, Bobby E. Wright, Marimba Ani. So he brings that basic information to the average individual that's just scrolling down social media. But at the end of the day, as an individual, you have to be held accountable for your decisions. If you decided to donate to this man and you didn't do your due diligence, you don't know him personally, you don't know his background as far as it goes with him dealing with people's funds, dealing with finances, his family dynamics. That's on you. There's a lot of good Pan-Africanists out here, great Pan-Africanists out here that's actually putting in the work, and they have a large track record of being about their word and standing on their word and putting in a real action. So a lot of these people that you see that's on the internet, that's mainstream, they not really doing stuff. And real Pan-Africanists know who's real and who's not. It's just these people on the internet that are quote unquote new to it, really just mainstream people that are mainstream looking towards people that get fooled by these type of people. But there's nothing wrong with his message. I love what he say, but again, like you have to have the ability to discern the real from the fake as an individual. We are all grown adults. You cannot get mad at an individual for finessing you out your bread. If you are not intelligent or astute enough to discern real from the fake, then you will be taken advantage of. So it's run of the mill. This happens with people that are in different areas of life, with pastors, with preachers, and the same dynamics exist because people get caught up in the cult of personality, and they don't really do their due diligence. But I yield the mic. I've been speaking for a minute.
Hey, could I ask you, bro? So you think that he purposely, like he did everything on purpose, like trying to scam? You think that was his like intention?
I would never put that on nobody. If I don't have the evidence to say that, I would never put that on a man. But my thing is, if you as an individual, as a grown adult, if you have not met an individual in person, if you have not built a rapport with them, you should not be donating thousands or hundreds of dollars to a person. I mean, that's just basic intelligence. You can't give someone the benefit of the doubt if you don't know them. So anybody that does that is an idiot. So you deserve to be scammed. I mean, I know you want to by somebody's words, you expect them to be forthright and honest, but I mean, with the track record of the past, there have been charlatans in every sector of society, every ideology. So you just have to be an intelligent individual and have discernment. When 1 + 1 don't equal 2, then you got to abort. People get caught up in the cult of personality and don't want to hold people accountable. But again, I'm not trying to throw the brother under the bus. I always support him over anybody that's not black, over anybody that's not a Pan-Africanist. But if he is intentionally scamming people, he needs to be held accountable, and he should no longer be in charge of anything monetary at all. And he should be reprimanded for that. And his background, his background and his reputation is going to take a huge hit.
Bro, have you ever heard Umar beef online, man? I mean, I'm sorry, man. The guy is such a fraud. Like, wasn't he beefing with one of them? What's that light skinned dude, man?
Shout Rasul and Seti.
Yeah, and it act like he
Yeah,
was
I
going to
was
fight
trolling.
him, and then the cell phone rang while he had like he was talking. Bro, it's just stuff like that. I'm just like, yo, when are we gonna call this guy for a fraud? And you know what, man? I supported Umar at the very beginning because he was right talking about we need to focus on young black boys. He was the only one speaking for black boys and men, to be honest with you. Nobody would do that, so it was something new. He was against the LGBT stuff and all that, against feminism. Like he was on point, man. But I don't know what happened. I don't know what that was, just a stick to just get through. But I mean, I'm thinking about black men like King Randall. I don't know if y'all know who he is.
Yeah, I like
In
King
Georgia. Yeah, the brother, doesn't he already have a school up, man?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, what's going on with that? How is he able to get a school up? And Umar still doesn't have a school up. I think I saw like 3 or 4 weeks ago, Umar put up a video where someone vandalizing the school. And it's just like, what the hell is going on, man? Like, what is this? You getting vandalized? Your accounts are being frozen. You having these drama with women. Then you got your daughter out here twerking, acting silly. Bro, it's just like it's a bad look, man. And I'm just like, yo, this guy's a charlatan. And if we don't call him out, man, it's gonna make us all look bad.
Let's see. Let me go ahead, Vovo.
Yeah. Let me say this: when I invested in Umar, he was talking about getting a college campus. That's what I'm like, oh, that's a pretty dope idea. I'm a reasonable guy. I'm like, oh, I can donate. I might don't agree with everything he's saying, but I can agree with that. I can agree. He was talking about getting a college campus and having these black children from all over the world come to this campus, and it'd be like a kind of like a boarding school maybe or something like that, where they live on campus, they get trained up in Pan-Africanism, they become plumbers, lawyers, doctors, and they go out into the world with this Pan-Africanist ideology. That would have been fire. That would have been fire if he would have did something like that. He is stupid. I don't know what he did with the money, what he's been doing with the money, but I would have did everything in my power to get something like that off the ground, because if I do, more money's going to come in. More people's going to invest and say, yeah, I like that. Everybody would agree with that if you could take these young minds that's not corrupted, and you can have them in like a boarding school, and they trained up in Pan-Africanism, and they smart kids, and they learn how to build and how to grow, and they see the world the same way, because how you was raised is very important. And then they go back to their respective countries with this knowledge and this Pan-Africanist ideology. They just spent 10 years at the Marcus Garvey Academy, and they go out into the world, and they with this Pan-African. Those are the leaders of tomorrow. That would be real Pan-Africanism. It just didn't take place because I don't know what his problem is, but now he's more interested in being an internet celebrity. I wouldn't be surprised if you see Umar doing a 20 was it 20 and 1 where they popping the balloons. Seriously, I'm not even joking, bro. I know that I be saying shit in a funny way, but seriously, he might be standing next to Fleece Johnson tomorrow. Serious shit though, not even bullshitting. He might be standing next to Charleston White, and they popping balloons talking about your breasts ain't what they should be, with some goofy shit like that. That's what he's demoted himself to. That's embarrassing. This is a guy with a PhD. He was a high school principal, but he's weird. He's just weird. So that makes the Pan-African movement look bad. I'm going to say something that I know that's going to be triggering. But if y'all would just please let me get through it. I know y'all want to troll. It's Volvo. I'm FBA. I know. I'm a bad guy. All that. Yeah. But listen to what I'm saying. I'm FBA. If Tariq wanted to open a school, we'd make sure that he got the money. We would make sure that he got the money. Because if he looks bad, we look bad. That we look bad. So we're gonna make sure he got the money. And he got a track record of I know you're hot. Just give me a little second. Yeah, he's got a track record of doing what he said he was gonna do with the money. So I don't mind investing my money. I spend my money on what I want to spend my money on. If the guy does what he said he's going to do, then I don't mind giving him the money. We don't mind giving him the money. If he want another $1 million, all he gotta do is ask for it, because we believe in him. It's when he burned us, then that would be the problem. He hasn't burnt us yet, so we don't mind giving him the money.
No, I was just about to say that Tariq Nasheed's project, although I don't know about the museum, but I mean, he said he needed money for a museum, then he builds the museum. You know what I'm saying? He takes money for his movies, and then he comes out with his movies. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's the difference. So it's kind of hard to say we're being scammed by Tariq. Now, me personally, I don't care about that museum. I didn't donate to it. I don't think that does anything. But he built it. I was like, shout out to him.
Go ahead, Jagoon.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. As it is over here, Vovo, that's a good afro, bro. Just saying, yeah. Thank you, guys. I think this is a rather important subject. I've never, ever, ever, ever been a fan of Umar Johnson. I've listened to him in his beginnings, and I had a lot that I agreed with him upon in terms of what he had to say about Pan-Africanism. I see myself within that theology or within that thinking, Pan-Africanism. I think it's very important. I do think it hasn't reached the economic or political violence to enter into our mainstream politics, the mainstream politics of Black America, Africa, Europe, wherever it may be, I don't think it's really got the muscles and the intellectual diversity to enter into the mainstream. So for that reason, the way Umar Johnson articulates his version of Pan-Africanism, I've never liked it. I don't like him calling himself the Prince of Ifa, the Prince of Ifatunde, using these Yoruba terms that he knows nothing about. I really don't like it. And I only don't like it because, not because he's African American, no way, but because he doesn't really have a full understanding of, in my understanding, of what he's talking about. You know, as a black man growing up in this planet, where we realize that we as a people are weaker than we should be. And when I say weaker, I don't mean that in a demonstrative way. I mean that, realistically, if we had a different African education globally, we would have been able to enter into the culture that is new, the culture that is African for us, and we understand what it is. But as I say, if you hear from African Americans, if you hear from African Caribbeans, South Americans, Africans on the continent, Africans in Europe, it all steers quite differently, depending on the level of oppression that we've been under. Now, what I have to say, you see, Umar Johnson or any individual who wants to call himself or herself a Pan-Africanist, you can't do this job by yourself. You cannot. And when I look at Umar Johnson, I do not see a team behind him. I do not see a populace who is pushing for the emancipation of our people. What I do see is pure critique coming from Umar Johnson about the way we are as black people across the world, which the critique I may agree with. But you see, every critique isn't the way forward. The critique are the problems. The way forward is how to solve them. And many of the times I feel that these questions aren't being answered. But, what we think Pan-Africanism is when we complain about our condition. That's not good enough. That doesn't satisfy me. That doesn't get us anywhere. It's just like FBAs. All FBAs are doing, in my estimation, is complaining. More complaining about complaining about complaining. It's rubbish. Get the hell out of here. In my estimation, you may have a different view. That is how I view it. I view it as a big, continual complaint that I, as a black person in America, have suffered more than any other black person. So I need to be upheld. I need to be overly respected. I need to be given more than my manhood. All that for me is just babyish, childish rubbish that black people come with. You see, we're not mature. We are not mature. We don't know that the economics and the political violence that we need has to enter into the mainstream. How to do that is our prerogative, is our justification, is the only thing that we need to be thinking about. Me, I've thought about these things many times. I'm an old boy. Everyone was talking about their generation, this and that. I'm Gen X. Gen X to me, if we know what Gen X is, I see that Gen X that generation seems to be the last generation that has taken the understanding from our parents and grandparents that we know it. We actually know it. And still, our generation, whose childhood was in the 80s, was childhood and teenagehood was in the 80s. We saw the whole crossover, technological crossover, from not having computers to films about computers and films about the future to actually having computers and being able to make use of them for these generations, for the generations that have come to boot from that point. Now, given that that's who we are, I believe that if I can just change slightly, Umar Johnson, and I know where my mind is. My wife is black, African. However, as an individual, the way I understand women is that this is war. This is war that we have in this planet. And the war is not between men and women. The war is between men. And the European has done his best to claim what he wants to claim around the world, be it land, territory, money, trinkets, and women. So they have done all their mixed racing. They've done all that mixed racing. They've done it on their own prerogative, and they tell everyone else not to do it, which is fair enough. You know, we don't need to be dealing with white women, but I feel strongly, even given the way America is, Umar Johnson telling us that a black guy who has potential as as a Pan-Africanist.
Hey, Jago, in 30 seconds. I got to pass the mic.
Thank you. Please, I hope you're listening. Going to say that you should not deal with any other race apart from black. I don't know how you're going to manage that. And if you can't manage something to give it real structure and rules, then why speak about it? You have no control over it, none at all, apart from complaining. So I'll end it there, and I hope people are understanding what I'm saying. Thank you so much.
No problem. Go ahead, Nappy.
All right. Damn, you called them complainers. You triggered a bunch of those FBA people. Trigger alert. Anyway, let me go. The question is, does Umar hurt Pan-Africanism? My question to you, Dynas, and every other Pan-Africanist out there, what was your first clue? All right, people have been telling y'all this for years, that this guy is nothing but a con man and a scam artist. And by the way, I am total non-FBA. As you can see in my avatar, I'm fully tethered up. All right, so I don't rock with that at all. And for people, the FBA clowns and any like black men, whatever, stop using Umar Johnson as a template for Pan-Africanism. All right, yep. Stop doing that. He's not a template for Pan-Africanism at all. I've called him out like 6 years ago, did tons of videos. Other people has as well. He is a con man and probably a fake doctor collecting money for a fake school. That's all it is. And if anyone ever came up to me and asked me, gee, who's Umar Johnson? Like, what is he about? I've heard his name. I would not send them to any of the critical videos on Umar. I would never send them back. I would say, yo, just go to his Instagram. All you got to do is look at his Instagram with a discerning eye. If you can't see that this guy is not just a fraud, probably just wants to be a rap star, just listen to what comes out of this man's mouth. Listen to what comes out of his mouth. He had, I guess Bobo was talking about him bringing in, I think they were investors, non-African, by the way, non-black, but whatever. On his Instagram, he has this video where he's bringing people to look at the school. This is 6 years with that waste dump down there. He brings them into a room, still no ceilings, and he has main office, not a plaque main office, not a sign, main office written in marker on top of the door. Like, come on, man. Like, and as much as we call out the FBA sheeple and how ridiculous they are, a lot of the people who claim Pan-Africanism, you got to take this L, and y'all use, a lot of you uplifted him. It's some of these platforms that keep saying he's for Pan-African. Listen to this guy talk. He is not that smart. And I peeped that a long time ago, and damn, now you got a woman going around the internet that he was literally in bed with, telling you what we're telling him. I never ever called him a drug addict because I was like, I don't know. But I wouldn't have been surprised if he was on drugs. Now the woman he's in bed with saying, yeah, this dude, he probably's on that Ready Rock. Everything that we
got a Ready, hold on, Ready, God, people still Ready Rock.
Listen, my dude.
Golly.
Everything that we've been trying to tell you, and we were getting bashed for it. Now people are coming out when this thing is hitting a crescendo, and they're trying to take some content out of it, saying, "Yeah, this is bad." We told you this decades ago, and here's the laughable part of it: Umar, with all of this going around him, and I said this a long time ago, because I peeped this guy as a predator a long time ago. I went down, I saw that dump. The man's a predator, but the only thing that if you've ever watched it, you're in Africa, Dynas, the only thing that takes out a predator is a bigger predator. All right. So maybe the government is after him. But I'll tell you this: Umar can walk into a room right now. He can walk into this on this platform right now, and people will receive him. You won't even push him out of the community. Him, and by the way, to all the FBA people, Umar, Tariq, same thing. Same thing. Tariq is just more polished. That's the only difference. That Umar's messy as hell. That's why it seems like he's worse. No, he's more polished. They're the same thing. Umar did that video, but promoting the school, the same BS video that Tariq and Jay Morrison, they all did the same thing. Umar, the difference with him, he's sloppy as hell. But I'm just saying, and the Pan-Africanism, you got to take this L. People have been telling you over and over, and all you kept saying was, why are you going after another man? You're taking a black man down, blah, 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 this and that. We've been telling you this for years, decades now. Decades. And if the government isn't after him as people think it is, he's gonna continue to do it. He can stand, that's his take skill. I gotta give him props. This does take skill. He can do this for another 20 years. And people will say, yeah, brother, keep it going, but forget the haters. That's all I got to say on this, bro.
All right, let me pass it to Elvis. Go ahead, Elvis.
All right. Thank you, Darnish. Hello to the panel and the chat. Look, I think Dr. Umar is just a symptom of what we are as a people, as black men. There's some of us who are brilliant, eloquent, erudite in how we orate certain things, but we lack financial literacy. And a lot of black men struggle with this, most of them in silence. But being a brilliant person does not necessarily mean that you know how to manage money. And a lot of black men suffers with that. There are some people who are doctors, lawyers, but they're struggling, in controlling and managing their finances. And I think Pan-Africanism has to be demonstrative, right? Where you have businessmen. I think these are probably the most effective people when it comes to Pan-Africanism because they can connect people through commerce. And once people are getting the benefit of commerce and having money in their pocket through intertrade with other Africans, globally, it makes a lot more sense to them. Rhetorics and great speeches and great ideas and philosophies are all good to the ear, but actual work is what really makes Pan Africanism tick. And I think Dr. Umar lacks that because his doctorate is almost philosophical in a sense, and he's not somebody who's hands on getting to the gutter and doing things and really providing tangible results that we can see. So being a doctor, I think, of psychology, it's not, it's not the same as a man going out there starting businesses and hiring people and bringing, jobs into the community. It's a lot different than that. So I don't think we should judge him too much because I think a lot of people do suffer from, financial illiteracy and just having a hard time managing their money.
Can I
And
ask you a question?
one second. Let me give you a big example. It's not to hate or it's not to throw shade on my president, but the president of my country right now, Liberia, is an older man who was a vice president for 12 years. And before he ascended to the presidency, he said he was living on loans. This is a man who made about $3 million in base salaries and couldn't manage his money, but the people of our country elected him to be president. So being financially illiterate, it's not going to take away all of your virtues. But I think in Pan Africanism, people who can manage their money and bring tangible results, especially financially to our communities, should be the people who are in front of Pan Africanism. That's my point. I passed the mic.
Can I ask him a quick question, please, Dennis?
Go ahead.
Thank you very much. Elvis, I agree with what you said about finances and financial literacy, and I totally agree with your take. Do you not think it be incumbent on any Pan-Africanist, given your point, to create a team that has a balanced approach to the job at hand? I mean, this is a task. You're not going to do anything without money. So how can you believe in an individual who comes across like an individual, speaks as an individual, is only in his own mind, to have a collective cabinet, small institution, a team that comes to the fight collectively? What do you say to that?
Yeah, I agree with that, right? Like take the the Israelites for example, right? It's a funny, example to give.
Indeed.
But yeah, they have an organization. Those brothers came
Mm,
together, they formed an
yep.
organization, they formed talent within themselves, and they knew what each other was good at and put them in strategic positions to try to spread their message, even though I disagree with it. But
Yep.
black men coming together and finding an organization is important. And I think Dr. Umar, with all the sway that he had, especially early on, he could have formed an organization with a lot of brilliant black men who saw his vision, who had
Mm,
skills that he lacked, and really could have, propelled him to higher heights. But I think,
mm.
again, being, individualistic is some of the things that's hurting him because he can't take care of his finances. He doesn't know how to do a lot of other things that's necessary for him to get to that next level. So I think had he had a team around him, it would have been a lot better. You're right. I agree with your point on that.
I just want to
But
say,
can you go ahead, bro? My bad. Go ahead.
I just want to say this real quick. Now, just let y'all go. I heard your boy Dinus. I heard your boy Brandon yesterday. Tell him stop being a coward and a little wimp. All
What
right.
happened?
He defended Umar over and over and over and over. You can't exit stage left now and act like, yeah, Umar's this and that. You kept. He was one of them. He was one of them. Now that all the pipes are bursting, he's trying to get on that other side. Like, yeah, Umar's this and Umar's. I went on his platform, argued it, and he tried to cape for Umar. So I'm saying none of y'all don't run from this and just keep. And again, the dude is not a template for Pan-Africanism. He's a simple street hustler. And I don't even go as far to say he was sent. He was sent to turn us off from Africa, and I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, I was gonna say he still needs to be held accountable though. You know what I'm saying? Like he can't claim ignorance when he's collecting money
Absolutely,
for a
all of
specific.
them. He does.
No, I'm telling that
I'm not.
to
Okay. What did he do specifically that you think is a ripoff? He collected money
well
for a school that he bought, right? I think it was like $700,000. He has a tangible building,
well
right? I think this time around he was only asking for money because of hardship, right? He wasn't saying give me money and I'll give you something in return. He was kind of crying out for help financially. It wasn't
no,
like he was trying to scam anybody.
What about the
but to
opening
me that
dates? What about the opening dates? What about keep saying the opening dates? How about we gave him millions and then he goes in a breakfast club 2, 3, 4 times? Black people are the reason why this didn't work. I'm going to white contractors. It'll be opening in next month. And he did that 3 times. What about that? Huh?
Yeah,
Come on,
but
man.
yeah. I hear. Listen. Hold on. I hear that, right? But you can't deny the fact that he has a tangible building that
He
costs
has an
hundreds of thousands of
abandoned
dollars that he
building.
purchased.
Yeah. Yes, he
Okay,
does.
so that's one point
But
for
what
him, right?
about it? It's an abandoned
yeah.
building. And
Hold on, hold on. Hold on, bro.
go
Hold on.
ahead.
I
I'm
hear your
hearing you.
point, right? You can't take away from the fact that he did purchase a building that costs hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Do you know the
That's there for
process
you
of
to
why
see.
he had to do? You know
Now,
why he had to do
have
that?
hold on. I get it. You don't like him. I get your point. I'm not fighting you, right? We don't know what it takes to open a school. We don't know what it takes to bring a building back in the code, especially for a school. It's not just a personal, habitat. You have to have kids coming in there. There's a lot of things that that it takes. I'm sure he's had some hiccups when it comes to getting the school ready. But to just say that he's scamming you when he's actually bought something that's tangible that you can see, and there's work going on in the school, maybe it's slower than we want. But let's not be unfair to the brother. He did buy a damn
Hey,
school. A
Dude,
lot of people
they
can't do
love
that.
going in school. People
Elvis,
have
I don't know if you
already
was on earlier when I
gone through
asked,
this.
does
And
he
I'm done with this.
hold on real
Enough.
quick, bro? Hold on real quick. Yeah. Hey, does he do anything like online, like any online classes at all, or no?
I don't think so. I'm not a ardent follower of his. I'm just saying I like to be fair and balanced, right? Dr.
Yeah,
Umar
yeah.
is
I'm
trying
just
to do
wondering,
something
like,
about educating young boys, right? That's his whole point, and he wanted to raise a certain amount of money to open up a school and get it up and running and get all the certifications to be accredited by the
yeah,
by the state. All of those things take
yeah.
time, and he hasn't got it
No, no.
done. So he's
I
feeling his
understand.
ultimate mission, but he's made progress in that mission. Let's give him that.
What I'm saying, bro, is that it makes more to me. It makes more sense to take a more tangible step. Like if your school might take a couple of years, maybe you can host online courses where you don't
But
have to go through accreditations and stuff. Especially if your focus is on immersion, right?
he's
Like you
not
can do
talking.
that yourself. You can do that. You can do that without having to go online, without having to be in person, right? And you'll have a bigger outreach with people when your school does open. That's just how I see it, bro. But I never hear,
You're correct,
you know
my
what I mean?
brother. You're correct.
Honest,
Hey,
can
look,
I,
I let Bobo say something. Go ahead, Bobo.
okay, his specialty is in teaching the children. He's not trying to teach adults.
You can teach children online.
But here's the thing, he wants to have a school, an accredited school.
No shit.
Bro, if you could just let me, I'm gonna let you go, Johnny, because you got this weird obsession with me. And
Go,
it's not,
bro. Just say what you got to say, man.
Yeah, it's
It ain't
not
making
really,
no sense to what I just said. But go ahead.
it's not really conducive of progress. Here's what I wanted to say. Y'all talk this Pan-African talk, right? But it really just looks like a space where y'all just dump on FBAs at this point. Because why y'all are afraid of each other.
Victimhood all over again. Come on, start with your complaint. Let's hear it. Complaining.
All right, Jago,
bullshit, rubbish.
Let him finish. Go ahead, Bobo. You got 30 seconds. I got
It's just weird. It's weird. Donis, where's your next trip?
August 3rd.
August. Why isn't your trip promoted on the African African Diaspora News Channel?
Because I haven't.
Y'all share the same ideology.
I haven't called Phil and asked him to.
Why not? That's what I'm saying. Y'all talk this unity, but y'all don't unify.
You can be unified in a lot of other ways, man. That don't mean you're not unified.
But I'm saying if y'all all in motion, y'all all doing it ain't gonna go nowhere, fellas. Because
bro, it's already happening. It's already happening. Dynasty coming back out in September, right? I'm here now, so I'm like, shit's already happening.
You don't even show your face, so like,
for what, bro? I'm not selling shit. What is your point?
Okay, all right. Well, just let me
Bobo, let me ask you a question.
Let me finish. Man,
okay, let me put. Okay, sorry. Calm down.
I'm gonna try to keep it under a minute. I know y'all got a short attention span. Grandmaster Jay, when he said I need 500 guns, black people. These people were from all over the country. They had different ideologies, different backgrounds. If you go back, and this is on YouTube, you can look at the people that were in the march, the Grandmaster Jay situation. They had their flags on their arms. I was watching. I was there. They had Jamaican flags. It was African flags. It was Nation of Islam flags on the arms. If I'm making that up, you can see this right now for yourself and say, Bobo is lying. He called them from all over the country. That's Pan-Africanism. They linked what they were doing together. When I say, why is Donis not promoting this on the African news channel, Phil is linking the Africans together. He's got news anchors or people that report on the news from all over the world, and they can meet collectively in one spot. Everybody want to do their own thing. Now, this is just some advice from me. Wouldn't it make more sense? Y'all all talking the same talk, but it's like y'all afraid of each other. Y'all not coming together. There's already apparatuses in place. After Grandmaster Jay went to jail, do you know who was walking around with Dr. Umar Johnson? The Pan-Africanist of Fred Hampton Gun Club. Watch those guys right after that, like in 20.
Okay, I got.
May y'all speak out the Bobo?
Jagoon, ask your question. I got pass it to Darrell.
Well, actually, I having listened to Volvo, I take that question back. However, I would have liked to say this. Right? Come on, Dennis, come on.
No. If you're not going to ask a question, let me pass it to Darrell because he hasn't spoken.
Can he come back to me? Can he come back to me when Darrell's spoken?
Okay, go ahead, Darrell.
What's up, brother Dennis? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So, as looking at this, the title and so forth, as a Pan-African, as a person who did, and I'm gonna put the emphasis on did support Umar Johnson publicly, countless videos in his defense and in the defense of Pan-Africanism. I have to preface that Pan-Africanism is bigger than just one person. So just because Umar Johnson had a project, a goal that, as we seen, may appear to be a scam, may be the fact that he has poor business acumen. People can argue that Marcus Garvey had poor business acumen. So let's look at this from an historical standpoint. That what I can say is that, particularly when we look at Pan-Africanism in America, we have had issues as it relates to Pan-Africanists doing good business. So this, in my opinion, if we look at the fundamental aspects of what Umar talks about, I don't see how that can hurt black people throughout from a global standpoint. Pan-Africanism is basically unifying all Africans throughout the globe, which basically other groups of people already do. So I don't understand when it comes to the Negro doing this or African people, then there's a problem. You know, don't Italians do business with other Italians globally? Don't Europeans do business with other Europeans globally? Don't Asians do business? So what's the problem with African people doing business with other Africans and unifying globally? And let's also look at the fact that right now, there's an awakening going on in the Sahel right now. Shout out to Ibrahim Traore. That's Pan-Africanism. So if we want to talk about what's the state of Pan-Africanism, the state of Pan-Africanism is looking very bright. And if we look at, as far as Umar Johnson, although we can look at him for his scholarship and his orator skills, however, nothing has come into fruition. And so my assessment is based on work and productivity, not based on YouTube persona. So that's the perspective that I would like people to focus on as it relates to Pan-Africanism, and also those who want to criticize Pan-Africanism and not understanding what Pan-Africanism really is. Because Pan-Africanism is basically, for black people, as it relates to other groups of people, they practice this all the time. We're the only group of people who are not practicing this from a global standpoint.
That's true.
So that's the issue. We're the only ones who are struggling with practicing something that benefits everybody globally. And so that's my perspective. I mean, yeah, Umar, and I've done countless videos. I stopped supporting Umar Johnson publicly from a financial standpoint. I gave the brother thousands of dollars. There were people who thought I was out of my mind. We're not, and I'm gonna say this because I know a lot of people who support Umar Johnson, and they're not going to stop. You're not going to change the minds of people who want to give him money. So if we want to talk about, well, why are people constantly giving him money? The same reason why people go to the black church and give money every Sunday. What benefit has the black church done to the black community besides take the money? But they're still going there. They're still giving them money. It's a $50 billion plus industry, our biggest business, but they're still giving money. So the question is for those who practice true Pan-Africanism, what are we going to do to advance our people for the latter half of the next quarter century? And how are we going to engage in trade with the continent of Africa? How are we going to engage in education, in the development of the continent?
All right, bro. Let me read
because
these super
as
chats.
far as investment in Africa,
I got to read these super chats. Eric B, thank
it's
you for
up right now.
Tariq promised to build a black museum. Got
I'm
the money.
betting on Africa. My money is
Hey,
betting on
Bro,
Africa.
pause. Give it a minute, bro.
I got to mute you. FBI Young Line, thank you for 999 holla. The problem with Pan-Africanism is not focused on economic and geopolitical solidarity. It's too much kumbaya romanticism, not grounded on pragmatic goals. FBI Young Line, thank you for 499 holla. Vovo, tighten up next time. You can't be representing us looking like you just crawled from under a bridge. Structure up, my G. Kwame Mat Ra Neon Mental Hope, thank you for 499 holla. Lambasting Umar isn't progressive, especially in the face xenophobia, FBA, and white supremacy. Umar's specifics is education, not financial literacy. FBA Young Line, thank you for 499 holla. We can't boast about a majestic FBA hairline with you looking like you just escaped from the Underground Railroad, Vovo. All right, go ahead, John.
May I speak?
Thank you, my brother.
Vovo, what?
No, it's over. It's over.
We
They
can't
don't like
boast
it, don't
about
go.
our majestic FBA hairline with you looking like you just escaped from the Underground Railroad.
FBA Young Lion is a goddamn tether. That ain't no black American talking like that.
Oh.
Ain't nothing wrong with my hairline.
Dennis, can I come through now?
Nothing.
Bro, that's ridiculous, man.
Beautiful
No, we can't take this on board.
Man, you look like Artist Gilmore right now.
Beautiful hairline. Beautiful.
Now go ahead, John.
I just want to say to a couple of the things that have been said here, that Pan-Africanism is a Black American thing. You know, this kind of comment, apart from it sickening me because it's more delineation, it's inaccurate. The first person to begin Pan-Africanism is noted as an individual by the name of Henry Sylvester Williams, who is a Trinidadian. Many Pan-Africanists coming from the Caribbean. I will suggest to everybody on the panel that the greatest Pan-Africanists are from the Caribbean. They're the ones who really pushed it to the point of really.
Like who?
Bro, just because you don't know them because they're
let
not
him
in
get it
school
off,
and shit.
brother. Don't interrupt him. Let him get it off.
Just because you don't
Let
know.
him get it off, brother.
I'm saying like King teach. Okay.
Listen, and he'll tell you.
Just let him get it off. Take notes of where you take notes of where you get
like Marcus Garvey. Like Marcus Garvey. For me, there's no one that really can compare with Marcus Garvey in terms of Pan-Africanism. Now, he's Jamaican, as we all know. But he coming from Jamaica, entering into America, going into Europe, doing what he did without social media or anything like that. I think we have to look back and really congratulate him.
What did he do again?
Wait. Vovo, I don't want to interact with you on this level. You don't know anything. You understand? So I'm not going to throw friends with a non-entity. What I'm trying to put to you all is that we have the ignorance that comes out of Black America or FBA MFs is such that you disregard everything that everyone else has done. You really do believe America is the most black place on the planet. And it's like, what are you talking about? We from outside of America, we look at you as complete idiots because you're not speaking reality. You're not speaking the truth to anybody. Pan-Africanism does not belong to Black America. You understand? It belongs to all of us. And the bursting of it came from the Caribbean. Full stop. That's all I wanted to say, Dennis.
May I speak after this, brother?
Can I just add something?
Wait. Apart from the fact that I wanted to ask Volvo, do you think what Dennis is doing in terms of his understanding of how to do his Pan-Africanism, do you think it's all a waste of time?
100%.
Wow, fantastic. Thank you. That's what I wanted to find out. Thank you.
So I don't necessarily think people think Americans are, stupid or they are not. I don't think so, because most people, when they hear about African Americans, they see some of the injustices that are going on around the world, but they also see people like Jesse Jackson and the Obamas. Even if Obama is not considered Pan-African, but they see a lot of Oprah Winfrey. They see other things. So it's not just, but stupidity is not necessarily
Right.
what comes to mind at first. But regarding the issue, I think what Nappy did here was, he implied that Umar Johnson actually, did something like nefarious. Maybe he's just incompetent. If people can be incompetent, or he thought he could succeed, but he failed somehow because people around him were not qualified enough. He doesn't know how to manage people. Things like that do happen. The idea that you just completely throw everything away that the guy represents, this guy is ubiquitous online, and I don't think his presence online has done the black community harm per se. He has done more good than harm. And
But
you have to look at the totality of what the person represents before you just start throwing them. There are a lot of young black young people out there, elderly people that would have completely been, the way they would see themselves would be more negative if Umar wasn't present online. You see what I mean?
but
Yeah, go
man,
ahead.
on that same topic, bro, a lot of people take this dude as like the face of the movements and everything. So when they want to discredit it, they just look at him and his disorganization.
Yeah,
You
but
know what I'm
the
saying?
people
So
that
that's
do
Yeah,
that,
so that's kind of
on
harmful.
social media,
I
that's
never
only
saw him as
limited to
the
social
face.
media. Globally,
yeah,
people do not think of Umar Johnson as
If
the
you don't
That's
face
got a
true.
of Pan
I
social
never
media,
did.
Africanism.
I
you're
never
not
did.
global.
I never
If you
thought
don't
he
got a
was the
social
face.
media, you're not global. If you don't got a social media presence, your ass is not global. It's 2025,
But people
fellas.
you
globally
don't
do
know, but
not.
that's simply just not true. That's
People
not
do
true.
not think if
Global,
you go to any African country, they are
global,
not thinking of
That's
Umar
true.
Johnson
exactly.
as the face of Pan Africanism. You
Hey,
can go to
That's
the
true.
Caribbean. The Caribbean don't think of Umar Johnson as the face of Pan Africanism. That's facts.
these
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
African
true.
No,
countries
you're right
are
for
thinking
sure.
about
That's
Pan
true. That's a good
Africanism.
point, bro. It's a good
The,
point
Hey,
because I was
may
kind
I
of
speak?
getting.
these
Go
African
ahead, bro. My
countries
bad.
are not thinking about Pan Africanism because if they were, this wouldn't be
You
a
don't
conversation.
know, bro. You don't understand. That's
They'd be
why
doing it.
you
They'd be
don't
doing it.
know.
Nah,
They'd
You
be
don't
he
know.
did Nah, Vovo's
they'd
correct in that
be doing it.
assessment for
They'd
the
be
No, he's
in
not. No,
general.
he's not.
Nah,
And
he is.
I'll tell you why.
In
I'll tell you
in
why.
terms of implementation of Pan Africanism, it's not very popular on the continent.
So, and
It's not very
this is
popular
why.
over here. It's not very popular in the Caribbean.
And
It's
let
a, it,
and let me
we
and
have a
let me
very
explain
small
to you why
percentage.
that's not true. Okay? Because what y'all might consider is not what everybody else considers, bro. When they want to work internationally, that's what I consider the exact same thing. So when people come up to me and I'm
They're not
go ahead.
working internationally. They're
Bro,
not
Nah,
working.
bro,
Can
I'm
I
working
jump in after?
specifically
We ain't talking about
internationally
Yeah,
with
you
people.
can.
So
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, the fact that that
presidents of
exists,
the country are the representatives.
the fact that
They represent
exists
them.
is right there explaining it because you might not see it or it might not be what y'all whatever idea might be. It's actually
President
more
brother, that's a
it's
straw
actually
man
more
though,
hands bro, it's actually more hands on. That's my whole point.
brother.
It's something actually more
That,
hands on.
no, I'm not saying you
So let me
incorrect.
ask
I'm
you
not saying
this.
you incorrect,
Bro, you
brother. What
basically
I'm
said it
saying
when it's a
is
straw you
no, I'm
said it's a
saying
straw
it's a
man,
straw
bro. But
man
what I'm saying is basically
in
what
regards
I'm
to what I
asking
said.
you, Flex,
kid, you
let
don't
me
know.
ask you the question first.
You
What I'm
can't teach
saying
them.
is,
My bad, brother. It's a
You don't know
delay.
what you're doing, and
all
it's
right,
just bullshit.
You
Everybody's
go
saying
ahead, brother.
everything.
Speak.
Everybody's
Vovo,
doing.
can you
all
please
right.
stop ad
No,
libbing and
don't
talking
worry
while
about
other
don't
people are
worry about
talking?
him, man. I can shut him up, man. Don't worry about him. But I'm saying when people are doing things specifically internationally, is that not a better example when they're actually doing work internationally?
Brother,
So if you have,
I agree. That's a great example. What I postulated was that the majority of people in the Caribbean, the majority of people in just the Western Hemisphere. I mean the Western, the Western Hemisphere. Period. On the African continent, it's not Pan Africanism isn't the prevalent ideology. That's all I'm saying. It's not.
I don't think they consider it the ideology. I think that's probably why. But when it comes to working internationally with diaspora, like they're big on that. They're really big on that.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm not
I
saying
got
that.
I got to pass the mic.
If
Go
they're
ahead,
really
Chanel.
big,
Go ahead, Chanel.
Yeah, I just wanted to say I agree with Johnny. Pan
Appreciate it,
Africanism,
baby girl.
Thank you. Pan Africanism is still global because you have African countries trying to give citizenship to African Americans, Afro Caribbeans, Afro Latinos. You have people in the Caribbean that are currently working with Africans and African Americans, and as far as like trade deals and businesses, as well as marrying them as well. So and I also wanted to talk about Dr. Umar. He isn't the face of Pan Africanism on a global scale because when a person in Africa or the Caribbean, I have Caribbean family, they won't even know who Dr. Umar is outside of the internet. And also Dr. Umar, he is kind of like a charlatan because one minute he's trying to uplift the black woman, but then when he's with this woman, he's calling her, he's saying she smells like an aquarium tank, a fish tank. But that goes to show you like the type of character he is. If you get into a breakup with this woman and you call her all these demeaning names, well, how are you trying to uplift black women? So that's all I wanted to say.
I don't think any like what I've said. I've said that it's not the prevalent ideology. I'm not saying it doesn't exist on a global scale. When dude said that that's considers himself whatever he considers himself with the afro. When he said that, as far as if you're not don't have a social media presence, as far as mainstream social media, you're not global. I definitely disagree with that. Pan Africanism is definitely global. The thing is that in terms of ideology and implementation, we're in the minority, and that's the thing. Once we acquire the critical mass and the critical mass coalesces, then it will be more visible. But right now, it needs to be on a more of a grassroots underground level. Real Pan Africanists are not really even thinking about no Umar Johnson. That's why it's like
That's
the
true.
people the people that's in the mainstream that get on social media. Umar Johnson survives because a lot of these people are just not serious. They view this stuff as feel good history. They just want to feel good about certain dynamics. It's not really about doing anything, and that's a pervasive occurrence in all ideologies that exist within the quote unquote black community. So
Can I
I mean, no, I'm
can I
speaking. I'm speaking, brother.
Bro, y'all, hey, let him finish, man.
So when it comes to actually when it comes to labeling people quote unquote Pan African, that's why I put the quote unquote on it, because it's a lot of people that are saying that they subscribe to an ideology, but when it gets down to the actual fundamentals of the ideology, their actions, what they do in real life is diametrically opposed to that, and that's why a lot of people disparage Pan Africanism, because they're not willing to make the sacrifices to do what it actually takes to live by the ideology. I use the
Go ahead,
mic.
go ahead, Bobo.
can I
Go
ask
ahead,
him?
So
Bobo. Hold on, let me pass the
Ask him
Bobo to Dino. I'll pass it to you, Darrell. Go ahead, Bobo.
I
okay.
want to ask him this as a man. We're talking as men, without trolling. I know that this is a troll space, but without trolling, you said that the people that's doing the work don't care about Umar Johnson, right? So I'm asking you this as a man. Who are these people? I'd like to look them up. I'd like to have the knowledge that you got, my brother. I'd like
Brother,
to, who are
brother,
these?
brother, listen, I could give you a myriad of names. The thing is, I wouldn't even want it. I wouldn't even want somebody of your ilk to be
Thank you.
associated with these people. To be honest, and
Thank
I'm
you,
being
man.
I'm being completely 100% serious, brother.
I can't harm them.
Real shit, man.
Not
No, I'm not saying you can harm them. I'm saying you interacting with the people. They're not even going to take you serious based on
I asked you
based on the stuff
as
that you
a man,
profess.
and you couldn't because you're just talking. That's the
Nah, but
problem.
Nah, he
it's
just
not
got you
though.
with it.
If you know, you know.
With the Pan
Real Pan
African,
Real Pan Africanists know who's real and who's not, brother.
that's the
Right.
problem with the
And
movement. It's
and the
never
fact is that
nothing
because
serious.
people don't have a social media presence
When
doesn't mean that they're not doing work on the ground. That doesn't mean that
Facts.
people are not investing.
social
That don't mean
media
they don't
is
have different projects going on. It's
what
crazy to
There,
even think
I
that.
ask
And
yeah, Bobo.
my
every time
understanding,
I
bro,
ask,
is that
it becomes like a shame. Oh no, you're not the type of guy that I would
No,
share.
you not,
boo
brother.
boo, you a
If you
clown,
know, you
bro.
know.
You're
If
not
you know,
about
you
nothing
know. You're
serious,
not
bro.
qualified,
Vote for the chat. What are we here talking about?
Bro,
brother. If
I'll
you
give
know,
you
you know.
For
You don't.
I'll give
People
you
that are not people, brother. There's
you
enough
don't know it,
information.
bro.
There's enough
It's not
information out here, brother.
honest.
There's enough information out here to find the people that's real. If you're not finding them, then you just not serious.
right.
Guys like this should not be allowed to speak on your platform because they don't
Bro,
really bring
you shouldn't be allowed to speak. You
That's what
shouldn't
I'm
be allowed to
saying.
speak, bro.
You
You like the
detract from
biggest
everything.
clown of
All
all, man.
right,
That's
guys.
what you do.
All right, guy. Let me pass the mic to Dino. Go ahead, Dino. Unmute yourself.
Hey, how y'all doing? Can y'all hear me?
Doing good. Yeah,
Yeah,
go
we can
ahead.
hear you.
Yeah, man. So all I gotta say is like when it comes to Pan-Africanism, like we don't need no mascot. You know, obviously Umar Johnson, he came in and he did what he did, and you know, he brought some level of enlightenment, but you know, Pan-Africanism is alive and well. Like even before he even came into the forefront, like we've always been practicing Pan-Africanism. Like if we were ever to do the separate or different history on all the different countries in Africa from the late 1800s to where we at now. Like, our people have always been going back and forth to various countries. You know what I'm saying? So, like, we don't have to shine light on this weird shit that he's going through right now or whatever. Like, we just got to continue moving forward. You know what I'm saying? Um, and that's pretty much what I wanted to say.
No, that's a good point,
Can
bro.
I
I
just
think
add something? Just hold on for a second. Let me just add something, because this idea that Pan-Africanism is under threat.
It's Darrell's turn. I'll pass it to you two now, after Darrell. Go ahead, Darrell.
Okay, so I wanted to kind of pivot back as it relates to Umar and his lack of, I guess, his following as it involves Pan-Africanism. Because when you really look at Umar Johnson's at their supporters, most of them are not really Pan-African. The core Umar Johnson supporters are urban black women who are not Pan-African. And I think, and from my opinion, that even though I know he's offered and have done some things in helping, a lot of these mothers and so forth, as far as raising their children and their males and dealing with things as it relates to ADHD and other behavioral disorders and so forth, that actually would brought him into prominence. But as far as you looking at his status within the Pan-African world, I'm going to say there's a large percentage of Pan-Africans that don't support Umar Johnson.
Yes,
I second that motion.
Yeah, and I do think that he did speak of potentially moving to Ghana and opening a school in Ghana, and that was looked upon very unfavorably by the masses online and within America. So I do think when we look at him as a Pan-African, outside of the presentation, but as far as substance, he lacks the substance. And I think that's one of his biggest issues that's not talked about enough within the community, is that as it relates to him being an ambassador to Pan-African globally, that there's just not a lot of concrete things that have been accomplished and achieved. And that to me is bigger than this issue with him with the school, is that you're a Pan-African, you coin yourself the Prince of Pan-African, but where is the global connection outside of you going to England and other different places saying delivering speeches, but where what's being built? Where's the continuity of resources that can be developed, or something systematic has not been built? To me, that's bigger than this issue with him with the Cash App or whatever his accounts, is that there's nothing that has been built. Because if he would have had a solid foundation as it relates to that in the last 15 years, he wouldn't be in this financial situation he's in now. Because he would have the backing. He would have the backing if if a true Pan-African foundation was built. It would have provided a safety net for him.
He could at least went to his friends or something, like you don't have to go public, bro. If you having money problems like that for whatever reason, you don't have nobody in your own life that you can.
He don't have anybody.
Yeah, that's a red flag though.
And the fact of the matter is that, and to me, and I have covered Umar Johnson since 2017, and I know some of his family members very well, and I don't want to put his business out there because too much of his business has been out.
You might as well tell us, man.
I'm gonna just say this: there are issues within his primary group, his primary, as far as his family and things like that, as it relates to him. And I won't say he's not seen as I just think that there could be much improvement in his communication with those who are close to him, and there's a level of distrust for everybody that in my opinion is a bit unhealthy when you're at the status that he has garnered for himself, and I think it's hindering him. But particularly when you look at his, within his family and structure and his, foundation of where he come from, that there are some communicative issues there. And I'm not going to go into detail with that, but I know that for a fact, like years of issues. And so he doesn't have that foundation. He doesn't have that safety net. If he would have got that connection with others to do things, it would have provided a safety net for him that he wouldn't have to go online, expressing his need for money in order to survive. That's just, I'm not here to beat Umar up. A lot of people there are people who covered Umar Johnson from a negative perspective. They were obsessed with seeing this man destruct. And I am not entertained by seeing any black man or any African self-destruct. So
Umar Johnson is the family member that burnt everybody out. He done went and got a loan from everybody in the family, and everybody's just like, man, we don't even believe in you no more. He been panhandling for the last 20 years.
But I can't let this be, we're going to give Pan-Africanism a black eye because of Umar Johnson. I can't accept that. I can't accept
obviously
that.
not, man. But some people, they're dumb anyway, bro. You ain't gonna change their mind,
I mean, it's a long list of Pan-Africanists that were scammers. That's why it always looks like a scam. Because when you ask these guys, who are the real ones? I might want to donate. I'm a donator. And God said, oh, you ain't even on my level. I ain't about to tell you who that is because I don't even want to. I can't hurt the guy. I'm just a truck driver.
Bro, he don't want your money. He knows you're a clown. They don't. Yeah.
It's not about hurting them, brother. Your level of discourse is not conducive to introducing somebody that actually has something.
You guys want to know what's wrong with this? Like everybody else.
I don't, brother. I'm not finna direct you to donate to nobody.
It's obvious, bro. It's obvious.
No, brother, I'm not finna direct you to donate to somebody.
Exactly, dude. Fuck you. Fuck you. That's why.
Hey guys, I gotta read these super chats. AJ Niger, thank you for $2 holla. Piece of Pan-Africanism. John Zola, thank you for $9.99 holla. Garvey wasn't born yet when Martin Delaney signed treaties with Yoruba Kings and Abeokuta. Not to mention people like John Robertson who fought in the war and helped modernize their Air Force. John Zola, thank you for $4.99 holla. Look up African American legends like Prince Saunders, an educator who helped build schools in Haiti after the revolution at behest of King Christophe.
Those are the original Pan-Africans.
But yeah, it's always trolling around it. It's always nobody serious around the Pan-African.
You keep thinking shit's not serious because you don't see shit online, like an imaginary movement online, bro. I just gave examples of people literally doing things in person and businesses happening, being conducted in person. People are even telling you about their own anecdotes and stuff, but you keep coming with this same type of response, bro. That tells everybody that you're not serious, and that's why he don't want to have you shared in on the people that he's talking about, because he can tell and see clearly the kind of clown shit that you on, bro. That's why.
But
it's really
as
that
much
simple.
time as he spends on the internet, according to him frequenting these panels, I'm not going to direct him to the people, because if he was actually serious, he would come across these people. He's not serious,
bro. He's a clown. We all know it, and for some reason, Dynas gives him the most space, but dude's a clown, bro.
Dynas does give him the most space.
I'm in pictures with Pan-Africanists.
Who cares?
That's in jail.
We hear what you have to say, bro. You made it clear what you are. You trying to deny it or what, bro? Come on now. This is the kind of bullshit you on. You could be in a picture with anybody. That don't mean shit. We know what you're about, bro. We know what you're about.
I ran across him. I actually ran across him, shook his hand.
So what? What's your point?
My brother, no bull.
Well, I would say this. Hold on 1 second. I would say this, Volvo. You could donate to this Pan-African right here.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Put it on the screen.
It's on the screen.
It's right there, bro. Check in the chat. Hey, let's see how much he give you, Dynast. Let's see how much he give you. If he really ain't on no bullshit, we'll see right now.
No, what I want to say to my
it's right there on the screen.
Man, Vovo, man, listen, man,
I've been
bro.
donated to Dynast. Ben.
Like I
Where's
think
that?
that a lot of people that subscribe.
No, I didn't.
Right, that's a different thing, motherfucker.
Just cause. See, that's what I'm saying. You want me to show you?
Do it. You just said you're gonna do it. Drop it right now.
I just dropped it. Man, listen, bro. Johnny, get off my nuts, man. That shit.
Bro, you said you were gonna do it. He dropped the cash app, bro. You just running your mouth. You talking about people not being serious? Wasn't the same clown just talking about people not being serious? Now look at him. Now look at him.
Bro.
You full of shit, bro. That's why. You full of shit. Bro, anytime I said I was going to drop money, I dropped it. Anybody can tell you that. Dynast can tell you that, bro. Dynast, how many times did I say I was going to drop money and I dropped it, man?
He wants some bubble attention.
Bro, that's you, clown.
Let me say something.
I do what I say I'm going to do, not like you.
Hey, yo, Vovo, and I say this, I want to say something out of love. Yo, Vovo, no bull, because what you don't realize is that, bro, Dynast, and much respect to Dynast, dog, but like you be representing the enemy that we have inside of us right now.
Definitely, exactly.
Yeah.
You
nailed it. You really nailed it, man.
I don't think you understand, like, brother. I don't think you understand, like, what you are misrepresenting about Black Americans, bro. When you come up on here talking the foolishness that you talk, bro.
Yes, of course.
Like we sit here, we watch you putting a dollar bill on the screen and everything like that, dog. You are shook. You clearly do not. You are embarrassing African Americans badly, bro. And I'm gonna leave it at that, bro. But the thing is, though, like you don't,
bro. That shit is a real tethering shit,
and
man.
I say this out of love, dog. I say this out. I'm a man. Yo, bro, I'm a man who has self-mastered himself, bro. And I'm gonna tell you something, bro. The fact that you don't like, dog. The fact that you move the way that you move, bro. You talk the way that you talk. You believe in what you believe.
Shut up, man.
It's crazy, bro.
You can't even be. You see, most platforms like this, yeah, especially if they're showing their face, they don't allow eating on the screen for the obvious reason. The obvious reason that we're in the public.
Whatever I'm doing on screen,
you have no rules.
Hey, Dynast, did he give you the money yet? Did he give you the money yet, Dynast?
Cowards won't even come on screen. Oh yeah, no, I didn't.
This coward said he was going to pay. He said he's going to pay up to the stream. Did he pay up, Dynast?
I don't owe nothing.
You a clown. That's why. You a clown. You said you gonna do it. You ain't doing it, bro. That's a clown
we're supposed to ignore.
He talking about not being serious, bro. Not being serious, and this clown ain't doing what he said he's gonna do.
Yeah, the way you comport yourself, nobody serious will take you serious, brother. And I'm just being honest.
Bro, he's an idiot. He should have had this intervention with his parents, bro, a long time ago. It's too late. He's beyond saving.
It's too late.
This dude's just a fucking clown. This is what he's gonna do. That's what he is.
You want to know one of the biggest enemies that we have is Black folks that want their 15 minutes of fame. That's really what it is, dog. Everywhere that you go, no matter what platform you go to, is Black folks that want their 15 minutes of fame, bro. That's really what the shit. That's really what it is, dog. And they'll gravitate towards anything.
The channel ain't working, bro. Nobody's gonna watch this shit. Come on now.
We're getting slap up. This is very funny for me.
It ain't never gonna work.
I want to know if he did what he said he gonna do and paid Dynast like he said he was.
He dropped the $15 holler. Thank you, Vovo. Appreciate it.
Hey, Dynast, just out of respect, I'm gonna give you double what that clown did, man. Just because.
Okay. How far you want to go with it?
Hey, I guarantee you, I'll give double whatever you got, bro. You drop it, I drop double.
We respect what you're doing, man.
Yeah, you ain't me, bro. You ain't me. You ain't me.
Dr. Umar Johnson, and we wouldn't be having this
You ain't me. Yeah, you ain't on my level, little boy. Don't play that.
It's real game. Dynast,
Tunaja, you was about to say something, man, before all this nonsense.
Pan-Africanism, right? We even got a guy from the UK in here. He just comes on here to jump on Black Americans.
Wow.
That's all he come here for.
Just hold on for a second. Just
He
hold on
keep
for a
mixing it
second,
up. So you
Vovo,
got
please
these people from all over the world that's talking this
hold on
Pan-Africanism,
for a
and y'all
second
ain't
now.
doing
Let's
nothing.
not be
Talking
talking over each
rubbish.
other. Hold on for a
You
second.
didn't hear your people tell you that you're a disgrace.
I think this whole episode is about talking, shaming
Hey,
somebody
bring
for
him a
asking.
Gator.
Hold on, please. This whole episode is about shaming somebody
Hey,
for asking
real quick. Shout
help.
out to Johnny for the $30 holler.
Hey, you gonna read the tag on it? You gonna read the tag on it, Darius?
He said F Vovo. All right, go ahead.
Straight away.
Yeah,
Do that straight away, man.
Go
Straight
ahead.
away.
Go ahead, Nigel.
Yeah. This whole episode is about shaming a guy for asking for help from his own people. But I don't necessarily understand the logic of that. Maybe he's not a perfect man. He's asking for help from people. He's not looking to scam them. He's saying, "Give me money." So I don't know what that is all about. But in terms of
Everybody
Everybody
donate
can
to Donis. After you speak, donate to Donis so Donis can take people back to Africa. That's fair. Every time we come up here, we should just pay 10 just to get in.
I ask you a
Bro,
question.
you should.
I'm not opposed to that.
I ask you if what Dennis is doing.
It's gonna cost these to get it off the ground. That's why I showed this. It's gonna cost these. But y'all not on my level. Y'all don't not.
Bro, we ain't on your
You
level,
right,
bro.
brother. You right, brother. You right,
You a
brother.
clown.
You the greatest.
He's a
brother. You the
clown,
greatest.
man.
Wait.
He's a
Let's get
clown,
off
man.
Vovo.
I just
Get off
said something for how
Vovo.
many
It's a waste of
seconds?
time.
And let Tunaja finish. Stop stepping on him when he's speaking, man.
Where those pounds from the UK?
Bro, let Tunaja
Shut up,
talk,
man.
bro. Let Tunaja talk.
See, I have to restate what I stated earlier on. We are shaming this guy for asking for money from his own people, and in terms of bringing this to Pan-Africanism, I don't know why when people don't like Pan-Africanism, the moment anybody makes a mistake, who's told you that Pan-Africanism is made up of perfect human beings? Nobody is perfect human being. You always have people with flaws, and the idea that because of that Pan-Africanism is not going to succeed or is going to have issues. Yeah, it's like saying, you know those children that go to the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation to go and eat, to go and get food, and even if they get shot, they still go there because the need is always there. Pan-Africanism is an unstoppable force. You like it or not, if the people want to better themselves, people will do that. Nothing you are going to do is going to stop it. So just because somebody's asking for money from online and somebody links it to Pan-Africanism, oh, he's damaging Pan-Africanism. I don't think so. He didn't steal. He's asking for money for crying out loud.
Yeah,
But
bro,
the thing
but
is,
like,
Tunaja, the thing is that there are ways of doing things. And I'll give him his name because you didn't. You were talking about Umar Johnson. This guy, it's not that he's not saying anything that is forward looking. It's not that. It's how he's doing it. And unfortunately, there is such a need that he has a big following. Me personally, listening to him, have never been part of his following. I look at him more with a critical eye. And is this somebody that we can follow? Is this somebody that we can get behind? Is this somebody that we can pay into? My thoughts are no. Given the length of time he's taken to build a school, a skill, America may be different than the UK, but a school isn't rocket science. To put up a building and to organize around that building an educational criterion that suits the black boys that he's speaking about isn't rocket science. It's a great test, to be frank. And the school that should have been up and running by now would have been a great example globally if he was able to achieve it. But you can't achieve such things when there are businesses that I've been involved with. And what I've liked about my business experiences is that I've been in partnerships. I've been on the board. I've opened businesses by myself. And what I find is that all these types of businesses are different, but it doesn't matter. Even if you're a self-trader, you still cannot run a business by yourself. If you don't have a board membership, then you would at least have staff that you can rely upon. You see, if you're trying to do something by yourself, then it's either you're some kind of egomaniac or you're not really thinking about the bigger goal. You see, where Pan-Africanism is concerned, the goals of before have been hit. The thing is, our generation have not hit the goals of now. The goals of now need to be put up, understood, and we need to put towards those goals. And for me, those goals are how to make sure the philosophy of Pan-Africanism enters into the African mainstream. It is still not in the African mainstream globally. It's not there. And that is the issue. How do we go forward? Thank you.
I want to say something too, and I like exactly what you said. Yo, Black people, and I'm gonna always say this, our fight is different from the rest of the world. It may have came later on in this timeline, but we're supposed to be trying to share ideas at the very same America that everybody's claiming that they are a part of. If they had the same mindset that we're bickering about today, America would cease to exist. That's a fact. In order to actually get to where we're supposed to be going to, we have to have a level of tunnel vision that has never ever existed before. And that's that I don't think that we have really grasped that concept yet.
No, it's
like this
people.
conversation, like there's never been a timeline where Jamaicans, African Americans, Nigerians, whether even different factions, whether you're from Montego Bay, Kingston, or you're from Edo State, Imo State, all this other stuff, or whatever the case, or you're from Cleveland, you Cincinnati, LA, like, yeah, we've been well spread out. But I think that's a gift and a curse at the same time, because yeah, we've been spread out, but the fact that we've been spread out, we have knowledge about just how the world works in many different locations. And honestly, that is our secret power. The fact that, yo, we cannot afford to be bickering about hairstyles. I mean, I seen the episode from yesterday. Like, we cannot afford to be talking about bullshit and actually making it make sense in our minds, to be bickering about these type of things.
Let me say this to your point, DJ. We're in America. If y'all serious about Pan-Africanism, there's representatives from every country in the world in America. This would be the perfect place to do it. The perfect place. It's money here. The roads are clean and clear. There's representatives from every country. Y'all can meet right in Atlanta. Right in Atlanta where Donis at. Donis could be organizing it. Instead of talking about hairstyles, Donis could use this platform to organize. He could call Phil Scott. He could call the Pan-African groups that's
you
out
see,
here.
You want to know something though, Vovo? This is the first time you actually said something that made sense though. But like, I'm gonna tell you something. No, hear me, bro. Hear me, bro. My bro, hear me, bro. But like at the same time, dog, like yo, like listen, like yo, you can't have 1 foot in and 1 foot out, dog. You can't say something that makes sense,
bro,
and then all of a sudden you go back to talking about some bullshit where, like, because dog, yesterday you was the main culprit into talking about who created cornrows and this and that yesterday, bro.
Have y'all never heard of this motherfucker before? This is what he does. Why the heck is surprised?
That's what I'm saying. A dead clock is right twice a day, brother. Like you holding him in too much esteem.
Bro, have y'all heard of
out of love, dog? Stop acting like a Ritalin baby. I'm not trying to disrespect you, though, but chill out, dog. Come on, bro.
Bro, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. That's who he is, my friend. Clearly, man, it's showing its effects now. But anyway, they have this shit in New York already, bro. It's called Ubuntu. They do.
That shit don't bother me because I understand that y'all do agree with what I'm saying. It's just y'all just mad.
Bro, this whole y'all against me and everything. Yo, bro, stop. Yo, there's a saying, dog. Stop. Don't fling stone and hide your hand, bro. Don't fling stone and hide your hand. Yo, bro, like, dog, listen. What I'm trying to say is, like, yo, bro, I'm actually trying to say something that makes sense, dog. But dude, you see, this is how messed up you are, bro, right? I'm trying to be positive,
clown, bro.
And you'll find a way to contort it to turn it into something negative, so that way you can have something.
That's what he does. That's what he does.
Addressing him is still
time with this clown.
Just stick to the topic. Addressing him.
You want to know something, dog? Like, I be on TikTok. I be on all social media joints. He's not the only one.
I dropped.
But he's in here. He's in here though. That's the problem. If he was out somewhere else trying to get attention, that'd be on him, bro. But the fact that he comes in this space to do it is my issue with it.
Still not going to do it.
So listen.
This the perfect place to start.
Brother, let me explain this to you, man. I'm explaining.
That's what I'm saying. You're not gonna know.
Let me explain it. Let me explain it to you, bro. I'm not even gonna clown you. I'm just gonna explain it. There's something called Ubuntu. Ubuntu. It's called a Ubuntu festival. You know what that is, Vuvu?
No.
I'm guessing you don't. All right. That's literally a Pan-African convention and festival. Okay, it takes place in New York. Bro, I'm trying to explain to you how it works. You don't just have fucking buttoned up suit meetings with everybody. You have meetings with let me explain it to you. Okay, you have different meetings with different communities and stuff. Those are what the festivals are about. They're to share that type of ideology. There's obviously buttoned up meetings and stuff to take place, but everybody's not invited to those. Think about it. Okay, but it already exists here. It's not a brand new idea. People are already doing this type of stuff. All right. As far behind as we might be, we're not that far behind where there's nobody actually meeting and shit like that. It's not just literally
it just
all
gotta
talk
be a
on the
critical
internet type
mass.
thing.
Here's what the Pan-African movement is today in 2025. It's a
I'm
bunch
gonna tell you. So I'll even go deeper. I think it's a spirit, bro. I think it's a spirit that's like jacking some of these brothers up, bro.
Bro, he can't help it, man. He can't help it.
No,
It's like
it's not a spirit, brother. It's socialization. Vovo is a quintessential example of what the United States society creates in the average black person. It's
I don't know if it's average, but yeah.
Since you broke it down like that,
the average, brother. There's different polarities in it. There's different extremes to it. But
he's a hardworking black.
Why is Vovo allowed to speak over
I'm not saying you're not. I'm not saying you're not. But I'm just talking about the way you comport yourself.
And I love for everybody though. But I'm gonna tell you, the biggest weapon against a black man is another black man, bro. And that's really what it is, bro. I'm just gonna simplify it, dog. The biggest and most effective weapon against a black man is another black man, bro. And you know what? They figured out how to do it. Thank you, Vovo. Thank you, Vovo.
The only reason why you're a Pan-Africanist today is because you lost.
Yeah, I am a Pan-Africanist. Yes, I got Marcus Garvey and Malcolm X tattoo on my left arm on dead dogs.
You're Jamaican, right? You're Jamaican, right?
Listen, I am a Nigerian. My mother's from Trinidad.
All right.
And I grew up here in the States. I got African Americans in my family that married in the family. I live Pan-Africanism every day of my life since the day I was born.
That's not true.
You're from Cincinnati. You probably have never even seen Africans like that, and for some reason you try to vocalize your opinion. You don't know nothing about some of us that grew up in DC, Atlanta, Texas,
bro, clearly,
Chicago, New York, where we became family.
The reason why
y'all biggest threat is white supremacy, and yet right? Y'all got time to go on the internet. And somebody and people,
brother,
you're just a program dude.
Bro, calm down. You know, where Vovo is concerned, white supremacy is ally. Full stop. You don't have to complicate yourself with rhetoric of rubbish. It's pure rubbish is coming out of his mouth every single day. How Dennis allows him is beyond me. However, this is the show. This is what we got to deal with in our world.
But it's small fry, bro. It's easy to handle because the shit falls apart. Anybody, you can tell how ignorant the dude is when he starts talking. So it's easy to pick apart his arguments. I used to come out here to try to.
Where we go astray is we go astray.
You the only one show your face, Donis. You the only one.
That doesn't mean anything, bro.
Yeah, that's dumb.
Umar had a good plan. I said Umar had a good plan. I said that
y'all. Bro, you've been talking. We've been here for at least about an hour, or not maybe 2 hours now, bro.
None of that was cool and none of that. But y'all
you've been here for 2 hours, bro. Don't act like that's all you said.
Y'all are mad.
Just like you said, him hiding his hand and shit. That's what he's
You
trying
know
to do
what,
now. I'm trying to play victim.
Honestly, guys, if we're to have a decent conversation here,
y'all don't look as
wait.
Bro, we already clowned him enough. We might as well
Brother,
change topics.
brother, you the greatest to come on the panel. The thing, yes, brother, we all agree. Now listen. The thing goes, it goes
subscribe to his
astray
channel,
because
y'all.
people got to stop entertaining him, bro. When he says something, just let him have it, bro.
No, you gotta clown him. You gotta clown him, bro. You
Just
gotta
let him,
clown him.
because
Shut him down
that's
every
going to
time.
turn the conversation. That's what happened yesterday. The conversation went down on a tangent, and nothing was the premise of the title of the show wasn't even addressed. The title was solutions, and we spent majority of the time arguing about grades.
with an idiot.
This hair yesterday. I said this hair right here.
Nah, dude. But this the problem with that is there's some people who actually believe this shit. There's stupid people in
But
here
again,
too,
brother
that go
Johnny,
with
if
him.
somebody is ignorant enough to think that he is intelligent, brother, they have no right to be amongst us, brother. I'm just being honest. Like we got to stop with this. We got to stop with this. We got to save all black people stuff, bro. There's a large
I don't want to
contingency and
say,
portion
yeah.
of our population that are just idiots, man, and they got to be
No,
left
I hear
behind.
you, bro. I hear you.
They got to be left behind,
Y'all
brother.
know, bull. Like this is the same comparison to like a
How do
hillbilly
we
in the
move
white
this
society,
conversation
dog. Like
forward, please,
I'm gonna keep
away
it a
from
buck,
rubbish?
That's
bro.
true.
Let's move the conversation forward,
yo.
please.
If we was to put it on the other side of the spectrum, this is a hillbilly. If we were all white talking, this is a hillbilly talking, bro.
It's okay, bro. It's okay.
No
Let's
bullshit.
leave him.
That's a good point, bro.
This country as a coward. You're in America as a coward. You're
Whatever,
in
Man, shut your dusty ass up, bro.
coward.
Bro, you don't
You're
gotta.
dusty. Your knowledge is dusty. Man, listen, nobody pays attention to you, dog, right? Like, bro, like you don't do nothing positive. Who have you saved? Who any community that you contribute to? Like you literally, bro. I can literally, bro. Anybody that taps into Dynas's show every day, we can guarantee that we're gonna see your funky little behind coming up on here spewing some foolishness.
Clowning.
Yo, bro, you ain't got nothing else to do. And like I said, dog, you just want your 15 minutes of fame. I analyzed you a long time ago, bro. Go find something to do. Go find something to do.
You funky ass hillbilly, get out of here.
Man, you're a dusty tether from a third world.
Hey, yo, bro, I know that you ain't talking, bro. Yesterday, didn't you take off? This dude took off his hat, talking about like my family been doing my braids, and this dude showed some doodle braids.
Don't let him trigger you.
Get your funky behind out of here.
To anybody that's listening,
some doodle braids talking about I've been getting braids since I was young. Get your funky behind out of here, bro. Ain't got nothing to say out of here. This is black people building. We black people.
Hold on, bro. Let's get your line. Thank you for the $1 holla. Vovo looking like the Tubi version of Ron Artest. D Darrell Life Solutions. Thank you for $10 holla. Thanks for having me on the panel. All right, go ahead.
No, to anybody that's listening out there. To anybody that's out there listening, and you are not privy to somebody to a group of people or a network that's serious. I mean, if you should have already heard about this network, and you probably had. Brother, can you shut up? Why do you think everything revolves around you? Stop, please. Can you please? Just please. I'm pleading with you. If anybody who considers themselves a serious Pan-Africanist, you definitely already know about this already. The network. If you are serious and you're not about playing and putting pop culture topics, and you're really serious about Pan-Africanism 24/7, BB Toomey Casa is the best platform for that. It's to interact with people that are serious, that are not playing. So anybody that's serious already knows about that, but I'm just putting that out there.
No, I appreciate it, bro.
You see, these some tethers. This is tether. He a tether. This guy named Johnny. He like on my dick. And you got this Dino guy. He's a
fuck you. Hey, bro, why don't you go hang with her, bro? Why don't you get off and go hang out with her, then, bro? Go do that.
What you want to do?
Go with her. Yeah, you go ahead. Take him away from us, lady. Whatever your name is, to get his ass out of here.
That's your.
Go help him find something else to do.
That's your mama right there.
Bro, you already know how I did your mama in the wheelchair, bro. Don't even bring that up.
What you do to my mama in the wheelchair?
Oh, come on, stop this, guys. Come on.
What are you doing? I don't know what he did to her.
Dynus, you got to do something about this, man. Why are you allowing this guy? If this was me, you'd have taken me out of the show.
But we have to stop entertaining him though. That's the thing.
No, Dallas is giving him too much allowance.
If he's not, as long as he's not interrupting you, don't entertain him. When he just talks, just be quiet.
You fled your country. This guy right here, this Dragoon guy, he's an immigrant in the UK claiming to be black now. He's
So brother, how do we create guardrails
and subscribe?
The whole Pan-African movement is just a bunch of tethers that fled their country and lost their identity, and now they're just generic black people in the West. That's what the Pan-African movement is now. That's it. And Dr. Umar begging for cash apps. That's what the whole y'all destroyed it. Y'all not serious.
How do we create guardrails to prevent
nuts out of your mouth?
Bro, you just gotta let people like him run his mouth, bro. That's all it is. And then you gotta clown him and shut it down and prove him wrong, bro. He knows where he stands in the world. He knows where he stands against real people that actually know what they're talking about. This clown ain't he can't hold a candle to it, bro.
Give him a tissue to wipe the saliva off of getting Tariq's nuts out of his mouth, bro. Like wipe that shit
not even
off,
that, bro. It's just sad, man. When the more you see it and shit, man, this dude he has a real problem, dude. He really
but brother,
needs help,
we can't stop we gotta stop addressing him though.
If he's in here, he's gonna have to be addressed, bro. He's too advanced.
You just gotta ignore him. Let him talk, and then we gotta focus on.
He's too advanced as a troll, bro. The only way to do it is to stump him out. You can't let him get away with none of it. You only way to do it is to shut him down.
You're not going to stop him out because the Diners is going to allow the views on the platform because it's a free platform.
I do it all the time, bro. Eventually he'll leave. He'll shut up and he'll start acting like, or he'll leave.
But if you ignore him, he's going to leave.
He won't leave, bro. If you ignore him, he's gonna keep going. He's gonna keep trying to trigger you. The only thing to do is to just keep on clowning his ass until finally he feels stupid. And then he'll fix his fucking behavior. He'll fix himself up, or he'll leave. He'll do one or the other. Bro.
He enjoys the back and forth. I don't think going back and forth with him is gonna make him leave.
The only way, not back and forth, bro. It's called clowning him, bro.
Y'all want to know something?
Stump him out, bro.
Remember earlier I said that it's a spirit. Yo, so there was a show there was a show that we had a couple of weeks ago, like about a month ago or whatever, right? Yo, I literally told this dude, I'm saying, yo, bro, listen, your views is like this or whatever. Yo, if you're a truck driver, come to Boston. I'll show you how black folks, like from different ethnicities and nationalities come together or whatever. Yo, you know what this dude said to me? He was like, oh, Dino, you probably shoot me in my back.
Who said that?
Yo, you said that, bro. You said that.
Yeah, you probably would.
Dude, I probably would. Bro, yo, you're sick, bro. This dude said that, this dude told me that I would probably shoot him in his back, bro.
Go and get one of my
dog, the self-hate is much more deeper than what y'all thinking.
If you put it on the stream, you getting kicked out, bro.
You absolutely can't talk no sense to no individual like this.
If you put it on the screen, you getting demonetized. Nah, you getting kicked out.
Dennis, are you there? Are you actually?
Hold on, I was doing something. What happened?
Dinus, he just put his gun on the screen, bro. You
taking over the airways, man, and you're allowing him.
Dinus, he put a gun up on the screen, bro. You have to kick him out.
No, come on, guys. Let's get back
to the conversation. Hold on, let's go.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We gotta, like, the thing. Where we go around, like I said before, where we go.
I'll pass to you.
Dinus, he's gonna get you demonetized, bro.
Where we go astray.
But this is America. You're allowed to have guns.
You can't put that on the screen like that, bro. There's rules and regulations.
Like what?
Dinus.
Let's Sawaya. Go ahead, Sawaya.
Where we go awry is we have this grandiose idea that it's gonna be this mass group of black people that's gonna come together at one time, and you know what? That's not how it's gonna happen, brother. We gotta go through the grassroots and create a critical mass through the youth. You're not finna galvanize these adults. These people have been programmed and socialized to be backwards. They have no discipline, and they're not willing to sacrifice for the most part. So where we go astray as Pan-African is we have to create more institutions for the youth. We can't keep focusing on these adults. Like Frederick Douglass said, bro, it's easier to raise up a group of young gray men than to try to fix an adult that's broken. We wasting our time with these people, man. And that we can't.
I'm not wasting my time with him. Shit.
I'm not talking about Volvo per se. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about I'm talking about the demographic of people that will fall victim to somebody like Umar Johnson. The people that don't have the discernment, the people that aren't serious, the people that aren't really that aren't really privy to the information as far as research. If you did basic level, quote unquote, Pan-Africanist research, you would know everything that Dr. Umar Johnson is espousing just by the list of authors that Pan-Africanists hold in esteem. So what comes astray is these people in the mainstream. They are muddying up the waters of what quote unquote Pan-Africanism. That's really the main problem.
You want to know something that's very scary, dog? Like, because us as Black people, regardless of where we're located, we're very spiritual. So we always had that ability to just speak very well and have that like a natural orator thing inside of us, right? So basically what I'm trying to basically say is like a masterful, skillful orator or a charlatan, like it's bound to pop up. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's one of the things that's actually hindering us. You know what I'm saying? And
the cult of personalities.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Margaret Sanger did that in the eugenics movement with the Black pastors. It's a cult of personality.
Yeah,
right. You know what I mean? Because like I be on TikTok, nigga. I be just, yo, you don't even have to type up anything. You can just straight up scroll, and you just see, yo, Black folks just program.
Dino, that's
get his broke ass. Get his broke ass. Get his broke.
You said what? Sorry, Dennis.
N-word.
Oh, yo, I got you, Dennis. You know I got you.
We got you. We need that right now.
Yo, Donis, put the cash up on the joint. I sent it to you right away.
Send that shit over, broke boy. Donis. Now you said it was my turn, Donis.
You getting caught broke by this fucking clown? That's
your turn. You've been speaking all along. You need to shut up.
Yeah, it ain't your turn.
You sound like why don't you go eat an English muffin or something?
English muffin, lovely. Thank you for that.
Why don't he eat your mum?
All right, y'all. Come on, man. Come on, y'all. Let's.
This is childish. This one you can't blame Vovo all the bro. That's what y'all are engaging him in the same childishness, bro.
So fuck him, man.
I'm trying to talk to Donis. The host Donis. Did not come up here respectful, waiting my time.
No, you on the same bullshit, bro. You know what you are. You acting like you're not. We know what you are.
Once y'all rewind this, y'all gonna say, "Oh yeah, he was right." Johnny on me heavy. He had like
no, fuck you.
He had like one of my old hoes. I love you.
Your mama's a fucking
like
bitch.
One of my old hoes.
It's too much.
Let's leave the mamas out of it.
Yeah,
right. His grandma.
We grown men, man. We no matter what another person says, bro, we shouldn't be resorting to this type of behavior, regardless, bro. Let him do what he do, bro. It's get irritated, bro.
All right, let me read the super chat. Kill, thank you for $2 holla. Vocal, act like a white country bumpkin. John and Zonda, thank you for $9 holla. My boy Dino, Grove Hall, Boston, all day.
Dino out of here.
Dennis, if I can ask you a question,
get his
bro.
Broke ass out of here. He ain't got $10.
Look at this, Dennis. Look at this behavior, Dennis. I can't even speak to you because this guy has been just messing up the show.
Go ahead, Jagoon. Go ahead.
All I want to say,
keep cutting them off.
All I want to say, is it purposeful to have Volvo messing up your show on a daily basis? I mean, what are you getting out of it? I can't understand.
Hey, this is an open platform. Volvo is more than welcome to call in.
Okay, I'm not saying that he's not more than welcome. But does he have a need to behave in a way that is orderly? Because he's messing up the show. You're allowing him to be disorderly.
He can't help it. I mean, this is FBA. You know,
what do you mean he can't help it? You can help it.
Y'all telling me. Now, listen,
you're the moderator.
Bro, he's just a clown,
bro. But y'all engage him in the same behavior, brother. Like, come on,
stop. I don't, bro. He ain't gonna stop. He's been here for too long, and the fact that he gets attention, the only way to deal with him is to shut it down, bro.
You're not gonna stop him from doing it. Donna said it's an open platform,
bro. It's not about
you can't comport yourself like him by talking about his mama, like all the B word. Like this is childish behavior.
That's American behavior.
Hey, I tell you, the mama thing might have been too far, but anything else, you just got to shut him down on it, bro. That's what my point is.
I came on here talking about the topic. I waited.
Bro, don't try to act like the victim again, bro. Don't try to act like the victim.
I had articulated.
Don't try to act like the victim.
I even asked Donis, why you not promoting with Bill Scott? I was talking.
This is why I be clowning this motherfucker, bro.
He really tried to sit here and act like he don't be doing the bullshit that we all know and see him do.
Trolling. I'm just a better troll because I'm smarter.
Bro, you are a troll. I'm not a troll. You just a clown. That's what you are, bro.
I'm more
A
handsome.
clown. You ain't a charismatic and handsome. You broke ass. Get the fuck out of here, bro. You a clown. If you was charismatic, your YouTube channel be working. You trying to do that and it's failing. It's sorry as shit, just like you.
They took it.
They took it for what? Because you a clown. You got the YouTube shit going, it ain't working, bro. But you charismatic, huh? You charismatic, huh? You fucking clown. Get the fuck out of here. You a clown, bro. You a clown.
All right, Volvo Reds, thank you for $10 holla for the broke boys.
Yeah, that's for the broke boys. Yep.
Somebody named Reverend Green is asking for the link in the comments.
All right,
it's your turn, Johnny, to donate. Johnny, it's your turn. You said whatever I do, you're gonna match. No, you say you're gonna double it.
That's right.
Go ahead. Look, see, ain't nothing wrong with supporting Pan-Africanism. Y'all start trolling me and y'all start losing.
Be quiet, man.
Bro, there's no losing. You just a clown.
You
just a clown.
Johnny, don't engage him, please.
You need
it's a waste.
Bro, fuck him. He ain't gonna stop, bro.
I agree with you,
gotta
but
shut
just
him
don't
down.
engage him, man. It's a waste of your energy.
Tea crumpets and
Diners, read it.
Johnny sent the $20 holla, and he said, "F."
You gotta read all the letters, bro.
All right,
you gotta read all the letters.
I'm FUCK Vovo.
Well, if that's what it takes,
I told you, bro. You ain't on my level. You ain't on my level, clown. We can do this all day.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Why don't you kick it up some? Since you talking so much, why don't you kick it up? Kick it up some. 100.
You go first. I went first. If you
is this the show? Is this the meaning of this show?
I'll put in 200.
Is this the meaning of the show that we're gonna abuse each other for the rest of the show?
Let's see it though. Let's see it. Let's see it.
You'll hear from Dinus.
Put it in the chat. Nah, I can't.
Now you being a clown, bro. How you ain't gonna trust Dinus?
Put it in the chat.
Hold on, bro.
Dinus, he's being a clown.
I'll turn my camera on and show it. I'll turn my camera on and show it.
Deal.
Dinus, how much fucking money have I sent,
Are you
bro?
still there?
No. Ain't about how much you say, how much you about to send. We said 100. I'm gonna put in 200.
Read the chat, Dinus.
Hey, are you still there?
You gotta see that. Put that camera on, Donnie. I'm about to load you up. 200.
Hey, gone, man. She doesn't like this level.
Oh, he sent it. Hold on.
You thought I was lying? What the fuck?
Hold on. He sent it. Hold on.
Just don't have my shit in there, dude. But sure.
Oh no, hold on. Let me
hold
on 1 second. Let me how can I
see this shit? Yeah.
How can I do it?
Bro, what? Bro, I told you a clown. Bro, you a clown. You ain't on my level.
I'll let hold on. No, he sent it. Hold on 1 second.
Bro, come on, Dinus. You know how I do, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I always put my shit up just like I say I do every time.
Yeah, here we go right here. Hold on. It's gonna show your handle though. Is that okay or no?
Nah, don't put my handle. Nah.
Okay, I just what I do. I just put my finger over it.
How I know you gotta show his handle?
This
fuck you.
On. That's it right there. He said
that don't mean that could be from anybody, huh?
Bro, fuck you. That just sent it right now.
It says
he's a clown, bro.
It says F Bobo.
Yeah, you know that's me.
We can't.
I ain't gonna lie, Bobo. I ain't gonna lie.
We can't.
Bro, come on.
Yeah,
you a clown.
I was lying.
Kick him out. Kick him out.
Kick me out, son.
You a clown, bro. This dude's full of shit, man. Okay, there you go. Right, just showing it right there. He broke. Yeah. He can't be on my level. He's a fucking clown, man.
It's enough. Now we got rid of him for a while.
Now we can have a fucking real
Let's
Discord.
see if we can have a conversation.
Hey, Donis, you should have him out for the whole week just for lying, bro. It's only a couple more days left.
You know what?
Maybe
I'll do that. You know, Johnny, I'll honor that. He's out for the rest of the week. No problem.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes.
I'll honor that.
Yeah. Good shit, man. There we go.
Okay, let's see if we got a conversation on our hands now.
Hold on, let me pass it to two new people. Sid, go ahead, Sid.
My God. Hey, Donis.
Hey.
All right. Yeah, I have a question about Dr. Umar. Does he have a job? I'm not sure.
I think his job, he's a speaker, so I think he gets paid for that.
Okay, but sometimes if you don't, I mean, not everybody can be a business oriented person. Like someone like you have a business running, but I mean, he could be a professor somewhere in the university and work for 9 to 5. This America is very difficult to live if you don't have a job. So he's running out of cash, and he's begging people like this, which is kind of a little embarrassing. I have great respect for him. He tend to promote black people a lot. They were even about to invite him to Nairobi during December, but now he's asking for money, like he's begging. Even if financial institutions sometimes when it's a scam on your bank account, yeah, they freeze your account, but they will ask you to open immediate another bank account. It happened to me during COVID. When someone went and took money from my bank account, even though I live in New York, but it happened in Florida. The person went to the bank teller and took almost $7,000 from my account. So they closed down my bank account, and I had that checking account for years. So they closed down the bank account and they opened a new bank account for me. So things that he's saying, I mean, a lot of people may not understand, but it doesn't make sense the way he explained it. Banks will give you that opportunity to open a new bank account. But even with all that, most of the transactions these days, you should have a credit card. Someone like him should have a credit card. So in case of emergency like this, he can use his credit card. Then once he have access to his cash, he can just pay off. So, and I wanted to speak about this guy Vovo. I know it is an open platform, but sometimes you have to. I'm not telling you what to do on a platform, but there are some people. I remember there was a guy that got high and came on the show. You realize, you saw his face. He was on drugs, so you never know. The way Vovo talk, even his background show very unprofessional. It gave a bad image to your platform sometimes.
He's a clown, bro.
Yeah, but that's what I have to say. Thank you.
He a clown. You just got to know how to deal with the clowns, man. That's it. Just got to stomp on them, make them look ridiculous out here. That's it.
Me personally, I think we've got to hold on, bro. I think we've got to heighten the level of our conversation. We can't allow detractors to distract us. I think there are things that we really got to speak about on a global level where Black people are concerned. We are still in serious trouble in every country that we are in. As a group, as much as there are people doing well, there are still so many of us as a collective doing poorly. And the reasons why we're doing so poorly, yes, sometimes it's our fault, down to our lack of pursuit in one way or the other, but many times it's down to the social political atmosphere that we live in that is oppressing us. And this kind of oppression, there's a way out. And I don't believe that there's enough of us that believe that. I think that many of us stay in the stupor that we are unfortunate, that we are not capable. All these kind of negatives that don't allow us to lift up and lift off. But the fact of the matter is, as I said, the last couple travels that I had to Nigeria, the majority of the people on the plane were white people. And they weren't the kind of white people that normally travel to Africa. They were the ordinary run-of-the-mill white people who found out that there's a place called Africa where if you go there with your white skin, automatically you have preference. Therefore, what they go there looking for, more time they get it. Now, I'm thinking, I'm on the plane looking at this, and I'm thinking, why aren't more Black people from all over the world on this plane as opposed to these white people who are coming into a place that they don't like? The home of Black people is where they go, but they don't like Black people. But the fact of the matter is, we don't like ourselves. And this is the only grace that somebody like Vovo brings to identify the lack of identity, proud identity that we hold. We want to delineate. We want to separate. You know, that's how the white man took control by separating
Right.
us. Now we're in this mix where, you know, he's cussing me because I'm in England. I can't even work that out. I can't even work the sense of that out. You know, we are all over the world. And the fact that we are all over the world, as somebody really underlined, it's actually a blessing because we have a diaspora. If I want something from Japan, you know, I've got colleagues who are Japanese, but I've got more colleagues in Japan who are Nigerian. And I just have to give them a call and we can shake it up. And I don't see why we are not looking to connect more. We are looking to separate ourselves. And this to me to be blatant, man. I'm very, very happy, I must say, with the African Americans who have come on today and showed Vovo. Because normally Vovo has much more support than this. Normally he has a whole heap of support from African Americans. If you look in the chat section, you can see that Vovo's got some idiots supporting him. But I don't want to speak about Vovo. He's not important to me.
Hey, Jagu, let me pass it to Reverend Green. He's still waiting. Go ahead, Reverend Green.
Wow. Thank you for cutting me off, bro. Mid-sentence.
Okay, go ahead, Reverend Green.
That makes sense, but you never do it to Vovo. Strange.
Bro, we'll come back to you, Jago, and relax.
Yeah,
bro.
man. I mean, Reverend Green hasn't spoke yet. Go ahead, Reverend Green. Unmute yourself.
Yeah, but I was in the middle of a sentence, bro. You're not supposed to do that.
Okay, go ahead, Reverend Green.
Yeah, go ahead, Reverend Green. Don't matter what Jago was saying.
Good evening, everybody. I would like to give a commencement speech to Pan-Africanism. When an African entrepreneur becomes rich, he will send his money in gold to Switzerland. He is going to France for his medical treatment. He is invested in Germany. He buys houses in Dubai. He consumed Chinese goods, praying in Rome and Mecca. Their children are studying in Europe or Canada. All they take is Western nationalities. They travel to Canada, USA, all over for European tourism. If he dies, he will be buried in his home country that he did not care for. Africa is a cemetery for Africans.
That's Putin.
That doesn't make no sense. That's from Putin. Putin said that.
Yeah, that's from Putin. We recognize what you're saying, Reverend.
Is that not true? Is that not true?
Yeah, no, there's validity in the statement, brother. We can't act like it's
I'm not saying
that's
that.
for everybody,
I'm just saying
though.
where he got it from.
No, that's for Africans.
No, it's true
And
for
the
everybody.
Pan-African movement, we're having the funeral August 1st, 2025.
Oh,
good luck, brother. Good luck.
Will y'all be there?
Hey,
Will
all
y'all
right.
be there?
What is the statistic that you have? What is the percentage of?
That's funny. That was good,
I'm
bro.
just
I like how
asking.
you got that in. That was good.
Yeah, good
Will
luck,
you
brother.
be there?
Good luck,
Will
man.
y'all be
We'll
there?
see.
Do you
We'll
know
see.
the percentage of African?
Reverend, is that all you've got to say? What are you actually saying? Are you saying that Africa is doomed as a continent, as a people?
That's a great question.
Answer it, please.
Can you dispute that though?
But you can't.
Well, I can based on myself, but I want to know. I want to flesh out what you are dealing with.
Africa is nothing but a cemetery for African. How would they develop a country that they have turned into a cemetery?
But we're asking for statistics. Where you getting the percentage of Africans that do that?
Well, he was talking about how he went to other places to do things when they become successful. Like,
yeah, but
which is
that's
true.
what his argument.
Which is true, brother.
Where's the trade among each other?
everybody do that. They trying
Where
to
is the
come
trade
here.
amongst each other? You
Nah, yeah,
can't
we see
repeat
you can't
that.
deflect, brother. Look,
Yeah.
we have to be real about the dynamics that currently exist, and it's not just in Africa; it's everywhere that Black people
No, we're
are.
talking about Africa.
These dynamics exist.
Hold on,
No,
bro.
but I know we're talking about Africa, but I'm prefacing the statement so they know that it's not an attack on just on Africa. That's what I'm saying. So,
I'm not disputing that, but I'm saying that how many percentage of that do that? Have you been to Africa? Then you got to
Hold
yeah,
on, because
that's a good retort.
yeah. Then he gives a percentage of how many Africans that do that. He can't
He
just say
has no idea.
if there's.
he doesn't.
For I am Reverend Green.
So could we ask this then? I guess.
What
Do we,
expound? You, my brother. You know, it's
bro?
not
He
to.
doesn't have nothing to expound, but I want to
Yes, I
expand on
do,
a
sir.
little bit.
Go ahead, sir. Ask your
Hold
question.
on. But what I mean is specifically, he used these different countries they will go to. What I'm asking is, if you're successful, right? If you're successful from the continent, do you have different places you can go to for healthcare or for education within? I think that's what his main point is. Through all of
Look
the,
at every
whatever.
African prime
Not you.
minister
I'm not asking
currently.
you, bro. I'm asking their response to
The
that.
example I can give example from in West Africa. I can give example in Africa. For example,
Okay.
in Ivory Coast right now, right? If someone is rich from Mali or Burkina Faso or Niger or Guinea, they will tend to send their kid to Cote d'Ivoire, Abidjan, University of Abidjan. So I know a lot of Guineans that go to school in the Ivory Coast because they
Okay,
have
got you.
a very system, right? If you look at
Yeah.
Nairobi, Kenya, you will see a lot of South Sudanese or a lot of
Yeah.
Rwandese or Burundi will send their kid to Nairobi because they have a very good
Yeah.
institution. Or
I know
some people send
Zimbabwe
their
is a
kid
good
to
one
South
too. You're
Africa
right.
or Zimbabwe, right? So
Yeah.
if you come and say something randomly without no percentage, without no statistic, it doesn't make sense. He just put it from Cote.
It can't make sense. It
Right.
can't make sense because he was reading. He's got everything he just said. He got from Putin, and he just pontificated upon it. But he's got no backing.
But it's
But
important to
in
rebut
terms of
that
heads
though.
of state, that would be an accurate depiction.
But
I don't think.
Flex, they do that. They do that all over the world with heads of states. You know what I'm saying? How many people come here for surgeries from heads of states? You know what I mean? The leader of Croatia.
Me personally, I can't. I haven't really done because I'm not really invested as far as like researching as the other heads of state as far as medical care and sending their
Well,
kids
it
other
happens all
places.
the
And I
time,
haven't
bro.
really dive deep in it as far as on the African continent per se. But it's a prevailing theme.
But that's why I asked them to give specific examples of cases where
I
that's not
can,
the
sir.
case.
I can,
And
sir.
not you.
Guys, let me do this real quick if I can, and see if it makes sense. Where Africa is concerned, it is highly underdeveloped. A country like Nigeria, which would boast about it being the giant of Africa or having the biggest economic GDP on the continent, they are the worst in terms of the leadership or those who are elite being able to afford to go abroad or go abroad to a hospital. They do it. Now they do it at the punishment, if you like, of the rest of the population. It's nothing to be proud of or nothing to boast about. But the fact of the matter is that is where it is. Our doctors, Nigerian doctors, are all over the world, except in Nigeria. They're in Saudi Arabia. They're all across Europe. They're in England. I was in hospital about a month ago. If you see the amount of African, Caribbean, Black professionals doing the nursing, doing the cleaning, doctors, and consultants who are Nigerian, who are Caribbean, from Jamaica, Trinidad, Barbados, all over the place. They're just full up the place. It's we that are taking care of the Western sickness. We are doing it all over again. It's not that we don't have the people. It's that the way our politics and politicians work is completely upside down. Do you think that we don't understand this as Africans? You're coming here to talk to
So
about
you're agreeing with him basically.
no, it's not that. It's not him. Wait, guys, please.
May I say something, sir?
Can I finish? It's not that I agree with him. I'm saying that there are reasons, and part of the Pan-Africanism is understanding that these issues or these issues and problems need to be fixed. And if we come together, understanding, we don't listen to.
So I don't even want to. I'm getting even more
May I
exhausted.
say something?
Go ahead, Reverend Green. What you got to say?
Okay.
I want to say something out of respect for Africa. Some may shy away from this, but I'm going to say this as an FBA, Reverend Green, tonight. Africa. The African is the greatest businessman on earth. He will sell you his brother, his uncle. He'll sell you anything. His coal, his cobalt, his nickels, his diamond, his oils. He'll sell you his niece, his nephew. The Asian. They won't sell you just anything and everything. Some things are sacred. The American won't sell you anything and just everything. The European won't sell you just anything and everything. The African will sell you anything, for he is the greatest businessman on planet Earth, with no ethics attached to it. To this very day.
That's a lie. But wouldn't that not make him a great businessman if he's selling everything for and not for value? I mean, what you're saying is just factually and historically inaccurate.
It's just rubbish.
In terms of America and Europe, but
He'll sell
okay.
you his mama. He'll sell you his kids. To this very day. He'll sell you his local neighbor. He'll sell you his land. He'll sell you citizenship. He'll sell you chieftainship. He'll make you nana. He'll sell it to you. He'll sell you anything. For the African is the greatest businessman on planet Earth. Zero ethics attached to it.
Okay.
So, brother, what you just said is just factually inaccurate, brother.
Disprove it. Disprove
He came in to take over for Green.
Brother. Okay, first of all,
Asian man sell you anything.
Hold on, bro. Let's respond to you now. I can start for one, and then I'll let Flex take it over. But you can't actually own land in a lot of African countries. They'll lease it to you for up to 99 years, but you can't own it. So there's strike one.
Okay. So when you look at his, who owns South Africa? Who
that's
really
a stupid question. But anyway,
South Africa?
We're talking about different countries, not just one specific country.
Who owns Ghana?
Owns what?
Who owns Ghana? Exactly.
Who owns Ghana? Who owns Ghana? I don't know who owns it. Like a person? I think the Ghanaians.
You think the people of Ghana own Ghana?
Yes.
Explain then.
Explain how the people of Ghana own Ghana. I would love to know. Everybody would love to know, sir. Please.
No, that's all I had. I don't know Ghana specifically.
No, my friend, you made the underlining that Africans are the best business people, and this is why blah blah blah. So now you back up. You saying that Ghanaians do not own Ghana. How Ghanaians do not own Ghana? Put it to us. You can't just
dispute
make
it though.
No, it's not disputed.
Where does your brother, where did he get his schooling from?
What kind of reverend are you?
Where did he get his school? Where's his alma mater from?
Who, me?
His alma mater.
Yes. Where did he get his degrees from?
Flex, you want to handle this dude, bro? I'm kind of preoccupied right now.
Everything you said in
each
regards
and every
to
prime minister right now on the continent of Africa has their alma mater from an outside source to this very day. To this very day. Each and every one. You can Google it right now.
In terms of education,
who owns them?
That's not going to be a rare theme across any head of state. They're going to go to seek the best education. Now, when you're talking about the heads of state,
All those schools in
That's not
Africa?
how it works,
They,
dumbass. That's not how it works. Literally, Kim Jong Un, the president of North Korea, or the whatever dictator of North Korea, was schooled in Europe. There's a lot of Asian schools and shit too. That's not
we're
how it
talking about
works,
Africa now.
bro. I'm just
So
showing
No,
you
but you
on a
you you
world level
juxtapose
what has the states.
that to other cultures though.
Yeah,
And I'm not
don't
saying
try
that
to
you don't
puss
have.
out.
I'm not saying that you don't have valid points in terms of some of your criticisms with Africa, but for you to juxtapose that with other cultures, saying that they didn't sell their people. I mean, you brought up the Europeans. The Europeans are notorious. The Swedish, the Finns, the English. They're
Exactly.
notorious for child auction, selling their own children to benefit, so the parents can benefit financially. So you're not going to find nobody throughout any historical record that is more unethical, that created this unethical system that we have now, Keynesian economics that we have now, the do as
all
thou
that
will capitalism
European
that we have now than the
education.
Europeans. So
And look at Africa.
all the Africans are doing is following in line, and that's where they go astray. But to act as if there's some type of anomaly on the planet, no. What's happening is they see the power dynamic, and weak people are taking advantage of the power dynamic. And until we, as the grassroots individual, hold them accountable and there's real physical consequences, they will continuously do it. The same goes on for our leadership here in America. The Al Sharptons of the world, the Jesse Jacksons of the world, the Congressional Black Caucuses of the world. We don't hold them accountable over here. They go around here and they mess our community over. Nobody's held accountable. They sell out all the time. And it's the pervasive theme around every demographic of the black world. So for you to come on and act like there's some type of anomaly, brother, you clearly have an agenda. You're not objective. So
I
anything you
just
say is
said the
in bad faith.
African is the greatest businessman on planet Earth.
Which was rubbish.
You don't
If
believe
you,
me?
hey,
How
do you
is he
have any
not?
other?
Well, brother,
How is
brother,
he not? He'll sell you anything.
well, you see, you can't equate the best businessman in the world to just be a man
What
who
does a
is unethical.
businessman do?
He's being
Wait.
facetious, brother
Bro,
Jagun.
I
you know it's
understand
a
that. I understand
backhanded,
that.
yeah, like a
It's a
If
black.
you
backhanded
It's
allow
a,
thing to
me, if
say.
you allow me, you
Go ahead,
can't
bro.
say what you said and depict the African as the best businessman in the world.
The
Because
greatest.
in your mind, to be unethical in business is to be the greatest. That's just rubbish. It doesn't make sense. As a reverend, somebody who I believe would know the book, somebody who would read into the book, somebody who would understand that
Yes, sir.
there are findings within each verse that will tell you more tomorrow than it told you today. Something like that shouldn't say what you say. And in what you're saying, have you again made separation between the African on the continent and the African in America? Are
That's a
they that?
great question, sir. That's a great
brother,
question.
he's being facetious. You taking that
No, that
title and
is a
everything
great
you saying
question.
too
No, no,
serious.
no, no. We
No,
actually
He's
we
no,
asked.
trying
sir.
to make it a joke. That's
No, sir. That's a phenomenal question, and it touches my heart for you to even ask that. By the way, you know those slave fortresses. Who built those actually? The
Jacob, I can't believe you
European,
take this
the
dude
European, or
serious,
the
man.
African?
No, it's not that I'm talking. Right now we're talking,
You
and
really
The
think this
European or the
motherfucker's a
African?
reverend, dude?
Who built those slave
You really think
fortresses
this
that are
motherfucker's
still
a
there?
reverend?
Mr.
I pray for
Green,
you.
Mr.
I
Green,
pray
what
for you.
what is what is the difference? What is the difference between the quote unquote Africans that built those slave dungeons and the FBA that would sell crack to his own grandmother and his own aunties just because
this is what the question is. That's what the
he
question is.
wants to go buy a Benz? Like, come on, stop with this. Stop with this. Every black society has this negative dynamic amongst them that people are willing to sell out to gain in the status quo, brother.
Right,
You need to
Yeah,
right.
stop
you're
coming
right.
on here
You're right.
and
And what about
you
the
need to.
starving children across Europe? What about them? You
Well,
ever
What is
think
this?
about them? No.
that has nothing to do with black people that you said. So
This dude's being a clown, man. I think we need to start clowning back, or just get on him real tough, because this shit's
I
not gonna
feel
go
like
nowhere.
This is a 1v10 or something?
Hey, if you want it to
10v1?
be,
no,
bro.
falsehood must be run off regardless. So
FBA is the
Yeah,
most dominating lineage
What a weird motherfucker, man.
Look, bro, I'm not even gonna
Of the
argue that. You can
21st
have it, brother.
century.
I'm not gonna argue either, bro.
Brother,
I'm already tired.
you
I'm glad
correct.
that
You
the other
correct. Be the most
motherfucker ain't
dominant.
We,
Be the most dominant
FBA is
lineage,
for the
brother. Do
children.
that. Y'all are the
FBA is
greatest.
for the babies.
Y'all are the greatest.
You want your children to be a FBA. That's why you
Okay,
flee your
okay, brother.
countries and
You
bring them
correct,
over
brother.
here. You
Y'all
leave your
the
grandparents
greatest. Y'all the greatest on the planet.
I want to be clear
without a
that
doubt.
I want to
Ask
be
Mr.
clear
Charlie.
that my family is American, like American grandparents, everything going all the way back. All right. I don't accept the term FBA. I don't think it's good. I think it's divisive. And people that do go with it, most of them are very ignorant people, such as yourself. And that's why I don't want to be associated with that. And I also believe that whatever y'all are trying to accomplish is counterproductive. And it shows actually more of a sellout mindset because it's showing what you're willing to do for the hope and the thought of receiving reparations, which is a sickness. All right. That's next to greed and next to ignorance and the most harmful fucking characteristics in our society. That's how I look at it.
But the most beautiful thing about Africa, I can say this.
You just gonna ignore everything, man? Nothing? Damn.
Yeah.
He hasn't answered any questions, man.
Of course
I can
not, but
say
like
this about the most beautiful thing about Africa is
the
this.
reason why is because Dynas can't see him. He don't know this dude is actually high as a kite right now.
No,
He on
anyone.
something. You on something, bro.
No. Anyone can see
Give statistics of
the African is trying to find themselves to this very day.
You're not even making a
Outside
clean
of
sentence.
themselves.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
It's
Outside
not
of
even a
themselves.
sentence. It's not even a grammatically correct sentence.
What does he mean though? I'm trying to understand, bro.
How can you
I know you're
understand
full
what
of
he
shit.
means when he's speaking backwards?
Find
The
himself?
African is trying to find themselves to this very day by looking outside of themselves. When there's a fire in Gambia, do you think the country of Mali says, "Oh, I wonder if I should go help"?
Yeah, you have to.
No, the Malian says, "Oh, I
Malian.
wonder what they have done to themselves."
Is that the beautiful thing about Africa? Yeah.
He ain't making sense.
No.
When there's
I'm just asking him.
when
I
there's
said the
earthquakes
beautiful
and shit
thing
that
about
happen around
Africa is
there.
that they look outside themselves. They've never given up looking outside of
But
themselves.
But he's literally talking about two continental
No, man,
countries.
he's not. He's talking his shame. You see,
Yeah.
FBA. He came on here and told us that he's an FBA.
He's just trying to troll, bro.
Hold on, Holmes.
Of my lineage.
FBA is simply an American crisis of identity.
It's like the lowest amongst us, though, man. I don't want y'all to think
that's facts. These people,
it really
these
is.
people are pathological, brother. They have a serious pathology. They have
I've
real
never
mental
met-
problems. They need help, brother, for real.
Guys, I won't be here for long. What he said about his FBA says and suggests that he doesn't see any good in black people generally.
I don't represent all FBAs.
Well, you represent you represent the FBA. So in that representation, everything that you have said has been upside down.
I represent my proud lineage.
Which is what?
I'm not trying to be anything else.
Which is what?
Why are you so against that? Why are you so against this?
Brother, be proud of your lineage, but don't disparage.
I'm not trying to impede you.
Nah, you clearly came on here to disparage somebody as if we don't have the same dynamics within our quote unquote ethnicity that we hold so dearly. So
you have so much confidence in yourselves, but I can't be proud and confident of my lineage.
You can be proud and confident with your lineage, but you have to speak facts amongst the real dynamics that happen in real life.
Hey, I got a question for you, bro.
Let's go from where he stopped.
What was your lineage in 2010? That's what I want to know. What would you call yourself in 2010?
Reverend Sam Green.
Okay, what's your lineage?
What was your lineage in 2010? In 2010.
He can't say nothing. He's got
foundational Black American.
Reverend, that's what you called yourself at this time in 2010.
I'm an ordinary American.
That's not what I asked you, Reverend.
The same.
That's not what I asked you, Reverend.
When I go outside the country of the United States
do you
of
want
America,
do you want to answer my question, Reverend? Or you
When
want
I
to
go
keep
outside the
this
United
up?
States of America, when I go outside the United States of America,
That's what I thought, motherfucker.
what do they
That's
say to
exactly
me?
what I
What do
thought.
they say to me? They
That's
say I'm
exactly
an
what I
American.
thought.
I'm an
You just got
American.
caught. You just got caught with
Why
more
do you want?
bullshit, bro.
Why
You
do
just
you
got caught
want
with
me
more
to be?
bullshit.
Why do you want me to be something other than American?
I didn't ask you to pick nothing. I asked you a simple question. You couldn't answer it. That's how I knew you was full of
I just
shit. And
told
you
you
just proved it
I'm
more
an
so. No,
American.
you motherfucker. That's not what I asked you. That's not what
Bro,
I asked you. If you
these
was
people
American
have
or not.
personality disorders, brother. They have extremely low self-esteem. These people. I'm serious. I'm not even being
I
funny,
believe
bro.
you. I
These
believe you,
people.
Why do you
Flex.
No,
want me to be?
it's
Why
not a
do you
laughing
want me
matter
to
though,
be
bro.
African?
Bobby E.
Why
Wright.
do you want me to be African?
Bobby E. Wright speaks
Why do
about
you
this,
want
bro.
me to be African?
These
Why do you
people
want me
have
to be like
menticide.
you?
This is what you
Why
call
do you want me to
menticide,
be like
brother.
you, sir? I just want
I
to
didn't
know.
ask
Why
you
do
to
you
be
want me
like
to be
me.
like you?
When did you hear me ask you that? When did you hear me say that?
I just
When
told
did
you
you
I'm
hear
an
that,
American.
Reverend?
Every
It's just
time I
a
That's
go
not what I
outside the
guessing.
asked
United
you,
States,
Reverend.
people
That's not
remind
what I
me,
asked
you're an
you, Reverend.
American.
You're
They
just
want to take
projecting.
Reverend.
pictures with me. They
Reverend.
want to
That's not
know
what
if
I
I'm
asked
related to
you.
Muhammad Ali. They want to know if I play basketball for the NBA because I'm so
What's that?
tall
Basketball?
What is
and
what is the
handsome
point?
and
What is the
attractive.
point? The Afro comb on your icon. What is that? What does that indicate?
I love
What
taking care of my own hair,
hair?
just
Man,
like
you
Now
full of
that
you full of
comb.
shit.
you
You're not
know.
even a good troll, man.
That's a pick, brother.
My hair is
Are
full
you
with my
aware?
own hair.
Are
I'm not
you
balding.
aware, my friend, that comb
Mhm.
has lineage?
This
And that
motherfucker's trolling, bro. He just
Are
Yeah,
you
making
brother,
trying
shit
you
to
up.
say
can't.
this is related to the
Jagoon, you
Adinko?
can stop
Are
trying
you
to
trying to
appeal
say
to this.
this is?
Stop trying to
Are you
appeal to
I'm
the
trying to
not
logic,
say?
dude.
appealing. I'm just
Dude is
getting him.
mentally wrong. There's something mentally wrong with this person. I'm serious.
Are
I'm
you
not even
Period,
trying
being
to
bro.
funny.
say
There's something
Period.
really
that
mentally wrong with these people, bro.
Are you trying to say
Nah,
that the
for
pick
real.
is related to the Adinkra symbol?
Bro, you're not able to
What are you
accomplish
trying to
anything
say?
with us because you're not making any sense, man. You gotta at least be able to
I'm
Where's
trying
your
respond
to
to
tell
pick
questions.
you,
at?
my friend.
Are you
You
I'm
part
gotta
of
trying.
be at
my
least
home? Are
This is
you
what I'm,
part of your roots? That's
you
Reverend.
what
gotta
the
be
This
at
is
pick
least
what
is
able
for.
to
I'm
respond
proud
to
of my
questions, bro.
roots. I'm proud of
Reverend.
my
This
roots. I
Reverend.
put.
Reverend.
Don't
Reverend.
call him
This.
Reverend, bro,
I'm
please.
proud of
No,
my
no, no.
American
Just allow
roots.
it. Just allow it.
That's what that's all
All of
about.
us talking at the same time is no good. Reverend. That
Yes, I'm
comb.
proud of.
That
Yeah.
comb has more lineage
uh,
than you. Imagine.
Where does it come from then? Since
That
I'm
comb
proud of
has
my roots, I'm
that.
just proud of my own roots.
It doesn't come from
So I
anywhere
use
in
a pick.
America. It doesn't come from anywhere in America. You see me?
That
People
pick,
that are proud, people that are truly proud of
that
their
pick
own
is
lineage
older than
don't have to
you
come on
and
the
I.
internet.
So how are you trying to say it doesn't come from America?
People that are truly proud of
You're an
their own
idiot.
lineage
You're an
don't have to
idiot.
come on the internet and disparage other people. It just
that's
doesn't.
Then why are
true,
you
bro.
trying to
That's
say
so
that I don't
crazy.
know where this pick comes from? I used a pick from my own roots.
You don't
It's
know it,
my
About
roots.
these
dumbass.
dumb.
My
If you
I'm
are
FPA
saying
going,
to
roots
if
go
you.
you
upward
I'm saying to
to the
you
sun.
that when we
My
asked
my
you
FPA
what
roots grow
heritage was,
upward to the sun. I pick up my roots.
you're an idiot.
My
When we
hair
asked you
grows
what,
upward to the sun.
oh, shut up with that rubbish. What we asked you is where is your lineage? What is your lineage? You couldn't answer.
American, I'm
So
proud of
I'm
it.
telling you that the comb that is your moniker there, that comb has a longer lineage than you.
I'm
That comb is
proud of my
man-made.
roots.
Are you
That's why I
aware? Are
use
you
the
aware it's
comb.
man-made?
You don't use a comb. What do you use for your hair? Do you have hair, sir?
I,
Are you
I,
balding?
no, I'm not balding, man,
I
but I'm
know
older
someone
than
who
you.
could hook you up, sir, if you're in the United States.
You're an idiot, bro. You're not serious. You're not here to have a serious conversation.
Bro, you just figuring that out?
No,
Yeah,
I'm not
that's
just
what I'm,
figuring
brother
that.
Jagoon.
I'm not just figuring.
You can't stop trying to be serious with the dude. Is clearly a clown. Like seriously, there's something wrong with him mentally, and he's a
Wow,
clown.
I've never called
These
anyone
people,
names on
these
here. All this
people.
name call. So
No,
divisive.
nah,
Because you
but
are
brother,
a clown,
I can't
we
be
bro.
not trying to
myself
unite
on
with
here.
you. We want to divide
He
and
ain't
separate
trying to
from people like you, brother.
It's so
You're
yeah.
divisive.
counterproductive.
Guys,
He ain't
let me
trying
put
to
this to you. Let me put this
he
to
ain't
you,
trying
all
to
of
Why
you
make
are
no
now.
you so
sense, bro.
divisive
Let let me put this to all of you guys.
Why are you so divisive?
I bet. Wait now.
Why are you telling so divisive?
I bet that we cannot have a conversation, yeah, and not get ourselves involved in rhetoric and rubbish. A real conversation.
I bet you too. Yeah, man, that's not happening. Not with people like this,
Jago, you're
bro.
wasting your time. He's not sincere and genuine.
I'm not trying to speak with him. I'm putting to you,
about my African roots.
I'm putting to you, my brother.
Jagoon, what we're trying to say, bro, is that as long as he's in here, that's not going to happen. That's what we're trying to say.
We don't have to take on board what he's saying. We've all eviscerated him. All right,
bro.
We can just move forward.
Okay, that's true. What you got? What you got, bro?
We're going to send out
No,
the eulogy
it's not your turn, Sammy. You got to
40
let him
hours from
finish.
now.
Let him finish, bro. Go ahead, Jago.
Well, what I put to us is the way we all here have an understanding of all the issues, one way or the other. Now, there are some people who are more intelligent than others, but we know what the issue is. I'm always asking, what's the way forward from here? What are we discussing in our minds that must be in our geographical different places? A way to encourage this conversation amongst our small groups. These kinds of conversations that happen transatlantically or transglobally, they are opportunities for those of like mind to meet, rub minds, and come with solutions. Come with, you know what? I was online the other day, and this brother said something powerful, man, and I'm going to express that to my locality. That is why I'm here. I'm not here for all this jib jab all day long, man.
I agree.
All right. So part of what we usually discuss, Jagon, is from start to finish, projects of different sizes and following them all the way through. So usually when we talk, we usually on things more like that, where it's more solution oriented. Not always in public in spaces like this, but even when I first started speaking, when I was talking about what was going on and all that, the topic, I brought up how basically the project was too ambitious for this guy, obviously. So the solution would have been to take it into smaller steps. It would have been a focus on, like I was saying, an online version first. You know what I'm saying? Where you don't have classes in person, but you have what it sounds like wanted to focus on is immersion, right? Which is going to be having things in common. And a good one with immersion to start with would be language, right? So if you pick a specific language from somewhere from the continent or diaspora or whatever, you can do those classes online. You can do them when kids are most likely out of school. You can do it over the course of the summer. You can do it on the weekends, but you can do things like that without having to actually invest much into it. All you would need is a laptop and a couple of PDF files and internet connection, and then you read the books like that. You can do study guides or whatever. You can write it on regular paper. Anything like that. Email in. You know what I mean? There's things you could do, bro.
I do know what you mean. When you mentioned that earlier, I thought, because I have a similar idea. Education, right now, education is money. And if we begin, just as you're depicting, to use the internet and technology to educate our people all over the world where there's lack of education or where education is breaking down, bro, we will make money. And money doesn't come instantly where education is concerned. However, big investment comes. Big investment. It's about knowing how to do it. And I really love what you're saying in terms of, look, education is grassroots. We've got to start at the beginning, and we've got to not lose any more of our generation. I think these are serious things to talk about, and I like where you're beginning. Thank you.
Especially with the demographic of age on the continent right now.
What is what's the official dialect of Africa?
There's no official dialect of a continent, Junior. But if you want to ask the most common,
the official dialect of America is English.
Is America a continent?
Good for you, brother.
Is America a continent?
Please ignore him.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot, man. I forgot. This boy got no sense. Man.
Yeah, North America is a continent.
Thank you. Have a seat now.
Yeah.
All right.
So what is the official language of Africa? Is it Swahili?
Finish that coloring book and then we'll talk, bro. But Jagu, let me ask you.
Is it Pidgin English? Which one is it? Is it Pidgin or is it Swahili?
It's not your turn, bro. It's not your turn. Okay. But Jagun, where would you say a specific country will be to start off something like that, man?
Again, let me give you some background about myself, real quick, as quickly as I can. I've been doing business a long time, and I find business people should be the natural leaders of our community. However, there are all kinds of business people, some who don't care about the community, some who are rather unscrupulous. Sorry to be long-winded, as people put to me, but I'm just giving you some background. I've picked up something called UK Black Links, and it was a black business directory about 20 years ago now to pull the black spend. Black people are was at that time 1.2 million people in the country. Now we're about 3 million. At that time, 1.2 million people were spending 10 billion pounds. If you do the maths, 10 billion pounds amongst 1.2 million people should make everybody not poor, if not a millionaire. So bringing this directory allowed us to pour the money. 3 years this was operating for. It brought me to number 10 Downing Street to meet the Prime Minister. It brought me to the Bank of England for they were going to change banking based on the black condition because of my endeavors. So doing all these kinds of things lets me know the power of business and the power that black people have, because we have an acumen for trade. We call it hustle in some ways, we call it all kind of things. The education that you speak of, I was thinking about it for Nigeria, because I believe that Nigeria is such a big country with a good education level, even though the education is mashed up in Nigeria. There's a good 80% people who aren't being educated properly. And when I say educated properly, I mean educated in a way we black people in the West have knowledge. So based on our history, that, by the time an African is 16, 17, 18, black history is not known to him or her. They don't know what took place in America. They don't know what took place in the Caribbean. They don't know really about the slave trade. They don't know. They don't know about black inventions. They think everything was invented by the white man. All of these things need to be around urgently. And I say to you that the idea that you have, and you see, somebody like Umar Johnson should have gotten hold of you to give him some reckoning on how it is that we're going to do this education thing, because it's a serious thing, and people aren't thinking about it. People like Dennis are happy to have nonsensical conversations with FBAs and just sit back, don't say nothing, and just don't moderate the show. And I followed Dennis before he started doing these shows. I don't know. The first time I came across Dennis, he was in Africa doing stuff, and I thought, Ross Clark, look on this brother, yeah. I really king my door out there. You know what I'm saying? I thought, yeah, man. So by the time we did the show, I'm coming on. And when I came on and see all this FBA nonsense, I'm thinking, what's this for? What's this rubbish? This doesn't correlate to what Dennis is doing, in my view.
Shit, he probably got burned out, man. Shit,
Well,
dealing with all this shit, man.
Dennis
He got some heavy shoulders, man, having to carry all this shit.
Dennis, for all my critique, he seems to carry a great love for himself and for Africa. And for me, that kind of interconnectivity, that kind of connection with yourself is very, very important. It's a kind of disconnect that this idiot person calling himself Reverend and the idiot person calling himself Volvo, they're disconnected. They're off the
thing, bro.
Why can't I know myself? Why can't I be proud of my African of my American roots?
All right, let's end it there. Be proud.
You should be
proud if you want.
There's nothing to be ashamed of, bro.
I love Africa and I love Africans, but I love America more, and I love Americans more.
Good, you should.
Yes, allow him.
All right.
Thank you,
Flex. Was you gonna comment on what Jacob said before
I agree. I mean, I agree with everything. My thing is the focus needs to be primarily on the youth. Like people, we have to stop focusing on people that are in the older demographic so much. It's honestly a waste of time. Like people like this dude, if like there at a point in time there would be a contingent of people trying to convince him that he's African, and it's just like exercise of futility. What you have to do is stop the kids that are on the verge of starting to develop the thinking characteristics that are going to create people like him. That's what we got to do. And with the demographics of the ages on the continent right now, if we don't curb the education soon, we're gonna have a large double population of coons.
That's a good point, bro.
Africa has the largest majority of children growing. Is the largest majority of children on Earth.
That doesn't make any sense.
One more time, Africa has the largest child majority on planet Earth. Let them get to know themselves and be self-determined to be African in Africa. Start teaching today. Pan-Africanism funeral is August 1st, 2025. You will not miss it.
Thank you. Bye.
Brother Johnny and brother Sidway.
Flex.
Yeah. Hey guys, Flex gone. Oh shit. You see, the amount of people leaving Africa is a problem.
Mhm.
It's a problem. Having said that, you can't go to Africa and ask them not to do what they need to do for themselves. You can't, because the suffering is real. It's not what you're watching on, because you're watching television. You think you know what you're talking about. You ain't got a clue. On the ground in Africa, the way people are suffering and what they're doing whilst they're suffering may seem a bit skullduggery. But you see, these people are still growing up with a culture. They're still growing up with respect. They're still growing up wanting the better things of life. All I'm saying is that this power can be directed and redirected. And it's people like what John is saying, what he's understanding. You know, I really respect what you're saying about education. I like the clarity of mind that you have in understanding that, look, we don't even have to build a structure. We don't have to build a building in order to
Right.
educate. We don't.
Right.
Because we have technology. And
Yeah.
we have a whole load of teachers. There are too many people, black people in the West, not just black people, but let's say black people. There are too many people who engage in educating across the internet, engage in a classroom, engage in being a teacher for 32. You know, I'm not a teacher necessarily, but I teach. Now, if I had 30, maybe you ask someone, can you deal with 32 children over a 5-year period? And this is your contract. Bam, it's done. It's done.
Yeah.
See?
It could be that
By
that easy.
2026, if Africa does not get it together, the youth will beg for recolonization of Africa. Please do
Okay.
something and remind yourselves who they're learning this from.
Okay. Thank you.
Again, you're not gonna give us. I wish that you can complete a sentence that actually lends real communicative sense. All
By
the sentences.
Bro, jog on,
2026,
bro.
sir.
No, honestly, I do wish, because he's talking and
By,
Bro,
I'm trying to hear him, and he just
by
comes to nothing.
bro,
2026, sir.
you gotta just
Africa,
follow my lead and just be like, fuck you, and just move on. For
by
real.
2026, the African youth will decide and beg for recolonization. Where did they learn it from?
Okay.
They learned it from you, those who
Okay.
fled.
Okay.
You're,
Thank you.
They will beg for it.
So yeah, I
On
just think that
God, they will beg for recolonization.
bro, okay. All right, we get it. But yeah, I think that what people need to focus on
Go
is just,
home now.
bro,
Read
relax.
your oral history
Bro,
to them. Read
relax.
your Nancy stories to them. Teach.
Sammy, it ain't your turn, bro. Let us finish. Relax. We'll
Sammy.
come back to you. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is, bro, people come with these giant ideas and they got to just make them smaller. And it's easier to deal with shit that way. People make shit monumental tasks. But if you just focus on things a lot smaller and just more like easy, you know what I mean? You don't have to think of these fucking $1 million ideas and stuff, man. That's so hard and it takes so much capital to get going. Just imagine if we just did something, if Dr. Omar did something as special as simple as starting some shit online first before he decided to do, this shit that takes all this red tape. People probably wouldn't be looking at him as a scammer, and it wouldn't have cost him. He wouldn't have had to raise millions of dollars for something like that. You know what I'm saying? But people get caught up with yeah.
Bro, I hear you, and what you say is what my older brother would tell me. And I'm a businessman, and as such, I've been involved in all kinds of business. And I do think big. I don't always value small business in a way. I like starting small and growing organically to a massive position. Now, I'll tell you this: I've had 3 or 4 serious businesses in my life. The one that failed really hurt my heart. It was a business called Expo Africa, and in Expo Africa, I was looking for global partners who can help me to expose Africa. Both entertainment. It was an exhibition. Call people into any African country to see what's going on in this particular country. It would have a symposium. It will bring in the politicians, but more it will bring in businesses on the ground. Now, I was looking for partners for this company. I came across some Japanese. I spent 10 months in Japan, and the Japanese were moved with what I was saying. Seriously, to the point that for the first time, Prime Minister Abe, who is now dead, made the first trip of a Japanese Prime Minister to Africa. Now, I didn't meet him, but I met the Minister for International Business and the Secretary for the International Business. When they put this on his table, he was supposed to go and visit 3 African countries, but instead he visited 5. They initially had 10 billion on offer for the whole of Africa. I thought that's small. That's too small. Individuals do that. When he came back, it was 3 trillion. 3 trillion is what he had. And then unfortunately he died. But that wasn't the killing of the business. The killing of the business was between me and the partner. The partner I had was a mixed race Ghanaian and Danish. Unfortunately, as good as he was a graphic designer, which I needed. I could have paid him as opposed to bringing him on as a partner. Well, so many arguments, the Japanese fell away. Now, I still got all my Japanese contacts, so the thing is still there. But that was a multi-billion-dollar business, and I was bringing that into town. And I'm saying to you, it doesn't matter the type of business that we are thinking of, large or small. What I'm saying is people like you who have the intelligence and kind of wherewithal to know that even though something might be problematic, that problem. And as long as somebody's coming with that kind of ethic, well, I'm down with you, man. I'm down. You understand? There's got to be a way forward.
Right.
There's got to be a way forward, man.
How do you keep your youth in Africa?
Step by step.
Step by step. I hear that, bro.
Yeah.
Why
I think a lot of people are not used to doing
nationalism
things.
for African youth there? They're gonna beg for recolonization once the older ones return from deportation back to the continent. The younger ones will come to age and say they will beg for recolonization. How many more foreign military bases must be built on Africa?
All right. You done, Sammy? So we can get back to talking?
Who's going to be doing the hiring? Who's going to hire these youth? Okay. Do something. Stop fleeing like cowards.
That's what you keep you missing the point.
You're never going to be a competition to us, FBA. Never.
I get it now.
Yeah,
what's wrong with being? What's
I get
wrong?
It now, man.
It's okay to be American. It's okay to be connected to other Americans. How come you can't? How come Africans can't feel the same way about themselves?
Bro,
what is wrong with Africa?
You have come here to have a wonderful mass debate, and I wish that you would do it privately, to be frank.
But that is the question.
No, but
is there something wrong with Africa?
Hey, girl. Hey, are you there, darling?
I forgot what the hell I was gonna ask, man.
Yeah. Sorry, bro.
Hilarious. It's all good, man.
You know, it's a bit of a shame. You see, I just feel that without FBAs coming on, we're not having a conversation, and that for me is very bad. I don't really.
Disruptive a little bit sometimes, and they only speak of trying to be divisive. That's my whole thing.
Very divisive and negative.
It's crazy how they don't understand.
Africans in Africa,
hold on. They don't understand how we specifically.
I want to be proud to be American. I'm proud of my FBA lineage.
Bro, nobody's arguing that. You need to let people finish talking though. For real. Let's not talk over each other. Let's not talk over each other. All right.
Yes, sir.
When it's time to talk, we'll let you talk, bro. But you gotta make it legible. All right, man. So, Jargon, what I was saying is specifically when it comes to these type of things, man, the issue is it really comes down to, I think, the implementation. When people try to make things more complicated than they need to be, you know, and then you got a lot of people who don't really understand like the dynamics at play. We understand that the world is getting smaller as it gets bigger at the same time. right? By that meaning that there's more people now than ever before, but there's more connection. I literally am thousands of miles away and I'm able to communicate with you, you know, across the pond, wherever you may be right now. And we're
Yep.
talking in real time. So that
Indeed.
brings us closer in an advantage that no one's ever had and any other wave has ever been able to accomplish. So with that, it comes a lot more. Like we were just saying specifically, immersion, you could literally have a teacher anywhere in the world on a laptop and be going through a class.
True
You see,
talk.
that's even more of a way to speak specifically to the power of this specific day and age, man. So I see the effectiveness of it, and I see people on the ground that are doing things that might not go by specific words and names, but their actions clearly are part of the move. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And
Yep.
me
Yep.
seeing that, it really does give me new hope, man. You know, and
You
there's people
see,
here specifically that when I'm out here, you know, that come up to me that are Indians or are you know, Chinese or whatever, and they're trying to be friendly and they want to work and do business and stuff too, just
yep.
because, you
Yep.
know. And I'm like, well, the fact that I'm
Absolutely.
holding off, yeah, and the fact that I'm holding off doing business with them is like, all right, well, that's right there is part of a movement. That's Pan-Africanism right there. It's choosing
It
to
is.
do business with somebody else. You know what I mean? Regardless if my business partner refers to it or not, or if we discuss this or not, that's what's happening. That extended arms, the handshake that's being made.
Johnny, let me pass it to set two because we got to close out. Say
Oh,
two.
he's in here? Where's
Yeah,
bro
say
at?
two.
What's up, bro? Set two. I didn't even see you come in, man.
We still say two. Say two. Okay, we're going to close out. Everyone, thanks so much for like,
Let
share,
you
subscribe.
speak, man.
Family.
Everybody stay safe and stay alive.